Since we moved him down there, because we had him closer to the house, I thought it was going to be an issue. The rooster keeps, and we got the dogs too. We've only lost like 2 in the past 4 months. But our silver lab, who we put down in January, right when Ainsley was born, it was the same week. She had killed more than any of the predators. She got about 10 of them. She would go after them, just that instinct.
Yeah.
Kill it, and that she wasn't eating, she would just kill it. It was just that she would. So that was always a pain.
Protecting.
Yeah. She'd go after, chase him, snap the neck. It's like, come on.
So did you now the long form ones you do, are they all on your channel listed under like one thing?
You talking about on YouTube?
Yeah.
Where do we have the long form ones on YouTube? Are they under a podcast tab? Yeah. I was doing some with Sam Flippo for a while, but he wants to start doing
Sam
it again.
Flippo?
Yeah, dude, he's freaking crushing it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He has like 5 agencies.
What's he do?
He has like 5 Remax agencies.
A real estate guy?
Yeah, so he started as a realtor, then he bought an 8. Now he has 5, and he was in the process of selling them for a pretty big number. And then he started a title company. Yeah, he turned out, very successful as far as that goes. We could talk about mindset and stuff, but it was.
Yeah.
It could get a little boring.
Well, that goes right up your alley, though. Like,
with
the fucking discipline and all that stuff. It's good.
Yeah.
And you're your own businessman too. On top of that, so that works.
Yeah. No, it worked. Yeah. It was just, we would have other. He would ask a friend, so then I would have somebody come on. Yeah. All right.
Oh, you want to start off? You want to just start off? You want to give any background about how we know each other or anything?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'll kind of do a little intro with that. And, who's coaching? Did I tell you who's coaching football with me?
No. That's right. I forgot you're coaching football.
It was funny. At equipment handout, I recognized the name. And this guy walks up. I'm like, this guy looks familiar. And he said it. He goes, I haven't seen you in like 30-something years. Kevin Molesky.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He's a mailman.
Yeah, yes, he is. He lives in around here, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he's in Branchburg now, but I guess after like 10 or 11, he moved to Bridgewater, I think.
Yeah.
And then he was gone.
Yeah, I think he's got kids around my age, too. My kid's age.
Charlie's 9, right? That's your daughter, right?
Yeah, she's 9, yeah.
Charlie's on the team. It's funny, dude. They're like, we're teaching the kids how to do like hip hinge. Most kids, right? This is stuff they should be taught in phys ed, and phys ed is terrible these days. Right, so you got to get your hips back, like any ready position, right? But a lot of kids, even adults, they have no idea how to hip hinge. So we worked on that a lot at the beginning of the season, right? Because you got to set your hips. And Charlie, his son, he goes like this. And so Kevin, to one day after we've been working on it for a couple of weeks, goes, Charlie, not like that. He goes, you got to get your hips back. And he gets in the same position. My buddy Jared, who's coaching me, he's like, man, the apple does not fall from the tree, man.
I only see him once in a while. He'll post. He's a big karaoke guy. He'll post
He's
like
got a band.
Yeah. It's called something with Burt Reynolds, like Burn Reynolds or something.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's like a goof name, but they do good covers and stuff,
He played, was it last Friday, 2 Fridays ago at Artie's in Frenchtown. That was at French? Yeah. I couldn't go because I don't even know. The one day he's like, I've got band practice. I can't make it. I'm like, you're coaching the band? He said, no, I have a band. I'm like, oh, I had no idea, dude.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah, I used to see it all the time but I try to stay off that shit more and more. Like, the more I'm on, especially Facebook, the more I just want no contact with any humans. It's like, I can't take it. But then you're like, I can't stand this fucking guy. And now I can't like block him or anything because I want to know what the hell he's up to.
Yeah.
I want to know what he's saying.
Yeah.
I want to know his crazy fucking takes and how much of a maniac he is. So then you fall into that.
Yeah.
It's like the same reason like back in the day, people hated Stern and they wanted to listen to him
Yeah, it's a big
because
vomit, man. Big
yeah, they
vomit.
listen more. Like
Yeah.
I want to hear what this idiot has to say. It's so
it's
bad.
Totally true, man. You know, I always told these guys early on, when you get the trolls, it's a good sign, you know, because they bring a lot of engagement, create
Yep.
drama.
Yep.
And they, dude, I have this guy, he was a fan, and then in one of the videos a couple years ago, I had like a Trump shirt on, and he fucking went nuts, dude. Sends me this message, and he literally sends us a message every single day. I just delete it. I don't even read it.
Yeah.
He's sending me like his, you know, stuff that supports his view.
Yeah.
But it's these people get so obsessed, these trolls, dude.
Yeah. Like a
One guy-
brainwash, man.
Yeah, the one guy, I made a football post. We needed players a couple weeks ago. We need 16. We finally got here. And just tell me when. He's at one of those like, there's no pictures on his page. There's
Yeah.
nothing, right?
Got a troll account.
And he would comment on stuff. It's going on for a couple months. And then Devin goes, and this wasn't like a Pandaman post. It was just like, oh, yeah, guys, I'm looking. And he goes on. A lot of parents were like, yeah, you know, Kyle's great with the kids, blah, blah, blah. And Devin said, who's this guy that's on there? I said, who? She's like, John Smith. I said, oh, he's a troll. But I go on and read. And finally, I was like, I'm blocking this guy. Because I was like, keep it to the business stuff,
Right.
you know.
No, they'll
And,
never.
Yeah,
It's so
such a
crazy.
weird
Every
thing.
time I want to comment on something, I just take a step back. I'm like, it's not worth it. So many times I want to start screaming at people, and I say,
Good to go?
good to go.
All right. Yeah. What's up, guys? It's Kyle, also known as the Pandaman, back with another episode of Unlocking Your Inner Strength. And today I got a special guest, my longtime friend, Tony Cialone.
Is that me? I'm
That's
special.
you. That's it.
I don't
Yeah.
feel special.
Goes by Mayhem. So I met Tony. I know Tony since in Little League, we crossed paths. But then in high school, we became really close, good buddies, probably junior year, I think, with the King.
My memory's so bad.
Yeah.
Like I gotta have people around me at all times just to remember what happened.
Remember.
You know, I'll remember stuff that has no impact on my life. You know, but all my good memories, they're all
Nothing.
gone.
See, I got
It might be all the bourbon, but
It
they're all
could, it
gone.
could be, right? Yeah, I've got a pretty good memory, man. I remember some, you know, really, you know, I got like a steel trap as a memory.
Mine is mostly trauma memories.
Sure, yeah.
Stick in there.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking about it the other day. Like, you were actually talking about coaching football before. And, you know, I was about your kid's age, and I went to go play football. And they wouldn't let me play. And they had a scale there. We're weighing people in at the time, and it was like a weight limit. We didn't know. And my father brought me there. My mom was busy. So my father, he's like an immigrant from Italy, so he didn't know any better. He don't know the fucking rules. Brings me in there, and it was like an 80-pound weight limit. But, you know, we didn't know. I mean, I was like 140, 150 pounds. He's like, what's the fucking problem? You know, like, get your fat son out of here. He can't play with these kids. So, but that, I remember that like yesterday.
Remember
But
it.
if you know, somebody will tell me something we did great, went to New York City when we were 18, and
Yeah.
it's all gone.
Oh, yeah, man. It is funny how that stuff gets wired in your brain, the traumatic experiences, man. I had this guy, Charles Poliquin, who was like a legend in this field, strength
Yeah.
and conditioning. You've probably seen him before. He passed a few years ago. He used to train a lot of pro athletes, NFL. And I got
Yeah.
to learn from him in person a few times. But the first time I went out there to Arizona, it was this it was called biosignature. So he put together this whole system with calipers, and over the years, he figured out which sites correspond with what hormones. It's pretty cool. So the first 2 days, we're just learning. Day 3, I'm sitting right in the front. He says, all right, now it's time to actually start practicing this. He says, you come up here, take your shirt off. And dude, in all these, there's like 60 people, and they're all like great shape. You know, and I was good shape, but not like, you know, bodybuilding shape at that point, right? And he ripped me for like 30 minutes, dude. Like a stand-up. It was like, and somebody came up after, like, what the hell was that? I said, I don't know. I think it was part of his shtick, you know, his shtick, where he would probably do that every time. But dude, I even have it in my book.
If you're getting to the point of me taking my shirt off on this podcast, it's not gonna happen. But I get what you're saying.
So you're in a 3-day fast right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna be 3 days in. I know it's hard to believe, but I figured, listen, I'm doing the Pandaman's podcast. I better, out of respect, not eat anything.
That's
So
pretty
I'm
cool.
3 days in right now. I've done a 5-day before. When Dana White made it famous, kind of there, and he did that Harvard study. You're not gonna get cancer or something. I did it like a year and a half ago. Yesterday, it's like the second day is bad. After
Yeah.
that, it's fine. Like I feel fine now. But yeah, the fasting, and I don't want to say none of it works because obviously it works, But for me, it's like I'm either eating well and not working out, or I'm working out and I'm eating whatever I want.
Yeah.
The fasting doesn't work. I even tried some of those fat shots, as Trump calls them, the fat shots.
What is that?
It doesn't work. The GLP
Oh,
shit.
GLP. Yeah,
I
something
lost a
like
little bit, here and there. You could tell. But, these people I see, they're 70 pounds down. I mean, they look terrible.
Yeah.
But I'm
No,
like,
yeah.
like, oh, yeah, I'm on Ozempic. I'm like, I took that bullshit for it did not, I got hungrier. It didn't
Yeah.
work. It just made me feel worse.
Yeah, better off, dude. This stuff's not good, man.
So I don't know. I figured out of respect. Yeah,
like
let's
it.
get a fast going in here.
That's-
The world's leading expert on fasting. Why it's not easy having a friend like that. You're like the world's leading fucking pizza maker. Be a lot easier. We could do this, have some slices. Speaking of that,
yeah.
we're close to the highest rated pizza review. over
Yeah,
there.
I've never actually even been in there before.
No?
You've had it?
So we used to get it when we were young. We grew up around this area, so I used to get it. It was never like phenomenal. It was always good. But that Portnoy reviews, like everybody takes them to heart. Most of the time, I like kind of what he likes too. But it is like an epidemic now of these retarded people doing pizza reviews. When's it gonna stop?
It won't, man.
Everybody's a fucking pizza review guy now. It's like this retarded kid up in Buffalo that does it, and he's like, 8.7. For who? For you? For altogether? Everybody likes a certain. I'm sick of it. And these fat people eating in their cars, like they get 1 million fucking views.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
if I sat in my car like a fatso and just plowed Burger King, I'd probably get
You have a lot of views,
fucking
man.
10 million views.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude.
People find it entertaining, man. That for whatever reason, I always say with that, people are like voyeurs, man. They're bored, so they want to look into other
Yeah.
people's lives, man.
That's what it's turned to. Nobody wants to actually live life anymore. They want to
Yeah,
watch everybody else do it.
it's a weird thing, man.
It's a bad Truman Show that's going on
Yeah,
right now.
it is, man. It's people just watch, man. It's a really bizarre time. We grew up in a great time, I think.
Yeah, I think we just made it. I think we got lucky. We got on the
did.
cusp. Like I didn't have a cell phone until I was like maybe 18. Maybe like even
had
a
a
little
pager,
after
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it wasn't too bad. I mean, now I'm just as bad as anybody else with being
It's
online.
It's a
but
double-edged sword. It's very useful, but you can get sucked down that freaking.
yeah, I mean, you got
concept.
kids same age as I
Yeah.
do, and it's just like it's a fight every single day to keep them off of it. And you do a way better job than I do. But for me, especially, I don't want her not to have it all the time, but it's like you got to give it to them a little bit. When's too much?
Yeah.
Because they can't be behind when it comes to technology and everything. I get that.
That's the thing. Yeah, it's like the wave of the future. Yeah, that even like I was thinking about today, dude. I paid our electricity bill at the house, and all this, various stuff I listen to. I'm sure you've seen the same thing, but it's been like going way up, right? And I think
Yeah, well, I mean, P8's bad too, but here in Jersey, it's
dude,
fucking out of
crazy, dude.
control.
And what I think it's tied to is these AI facilities that consume
I saw that,
tremendous.
yeah.
And I'm like, do we actually need AI? I know it's not going anywhere, but I'm like, life is fine. Like, why do we have to pay for this stuff?
Bro, it's getting bad. And with this, we could talk a little bit about this later because I kind of want to dive a little bit
whatever you want,
into
man.
conspiracies with you because
Yeah.
I find it kind of crazy in a good way. It's interesting. I find it crazy that you're such a good coach, businessman, fitness expert, and you have these ridiculous fucking viewpoints on some things. And I go dive in that later, but just in terms of that and AI. To me, it's I don't even know what the fuck's going on anymore, and I'm pretty sharp on terms
Yeah.
of, reading things like the Charlie Kirk stuff I've been watching.
can't tell. What the
I
hell's
can't
real,
tell
man.
what the fuck's going on. I believe now. I mean, I shouldn't say believe. I'm like almost bought in on every theory except for the actual FBI
yeah,
thing.
that's flat out. Yeah, we
Yeah.
know that that's not the truth.
I mean, I think the camera shot him in back
Yeah.
of his head. I
Yeah.
think the guy with the palm gun shot him with the palm gun. I think that might have been a detonator, and the mic was his thing. Now there's a guy. It sounds like JFK is a guy in a
totally.
fucking down the hall, and you
Yeah.
can see blood. The way the necklace, I don't know. And people are making these videos. They're zooming in, and I can't tell. You're gonna tell me you can't trick me online for somebody's gonna get, not that I have a lot of money, but somebody's gonna get a lot of money from me one day with fucking doing something.
Dude,
it's gonna happen.
Well, think about how many people just buy what the media tells them. He was shot by this Tyler or whatever his name was on the roof. I'm like, yeah, Tyler Robinson. I'm like, anybody.
Even
if
the
you
name
actually
sounds made up.
Well, dude, yeah. When we go over conspiracies, I'll go over that because even that camera. I watched an interesting video the other day. The camera that was behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people say it wasn't a camera, man. You know, it wasn't a camera.
Yeah.
But you don't know what to believe. And then Trump gave you know Jimmy Dore? He's a comedian.
Yeah.
So I watch his show sometimes. And it was last week.
I like Jimmy Dore.
Yeah, he's
We
great.
did a comedy show one time with Kurt Metzger. He's his co-host on that show.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't do it
You
with
did.
him. I
That's
like
cool,
opened for
I
it.
wanna
He
go
was
over
on
that
the
too,
show.
man. I want to go over that because I
Yeah.
think that's amazing that you did that. And so he had, I guess Trump last weekend gave a talk, maybe whenever it was, in the Oval Office about Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is AI. So you're watching, and the one guy is like, what are you talking about? And she goes, the girl that was on said, slow it down, let's watch. Trump's talking, and his pinky completely disappears. It was all AI. dude.
That's the thing they can't get. Can't get the hands right.
The hands. And there's a weird thing with the Charlie Kirk thing, too, with the hands in the actual video. Yeah, but you don't know what's going on. I think AI is a very dangerous thing, man.
Yeah. I mean, there's no stopping it,
No stopping
And
it.
that's the thing too. Like, it's just going to get quantitatively more fast. And you're not going to be able to control it. It's gonna make it so that we can't intervene once it learns enough. We're fucked, is what I'm trying to say. We're fucked.
T2, man.
Yeah. You pull the plug, it's not going to work. But we'll dive into some conspiracy theories later because it's like, listen, I don't know anything about your business, but I see you online. I see you getting your videos will pop up, and I always try to watch them. And I see like Dana White's showing videos of you. You're fast. I'm like, holy shit, look at this fucking guy. And then 2 minutes later, I'm hearing about you're doing a Bigfoot video. And I'm like, I'm gonna be I want to be your business partner and be like, listen, you can't fucking talk about Bigfoot. You got Dana White. Maybe we could work something out. You can get him on a call, a Zoom or something. The minute he sees a video talking about fucking the Loch Ness monster, forget it. We're not gonna.
It's over,
we got
man.
how many sponsors left?
Devin always says, she's like, if I could just be in your head for 2 minutes.
It's fun though. I mean, it is fun to talk about. It's interesting.
Oh, I love it, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
Ever since, we'll go over
Well, you
that
know
because-
what? We don't have to wait. Fuck it. Let's go. Let's do like a little. I wrote some things down. I just want to kind of, because we've been good friends for a long time, but between raising kids and work, we haven't really had that deep of conversations, just
No.
here and there.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to see how crazy you've gotten.
Oh,
and
man.
and when I pulled up here waiting for you, just the way you pulled up, I'm like, this guy's fucking wild. You did a K-turn in the middle of Main Street and held up traffic like you're the mayor. And I was like, that's got to be him. It's all blacked out. The truck's all blacked out. So I didn't know if it was you, but I'm like, that's got to be him. And I see that fucking wristband come out and I go, that's either the fucking Ultimate Warrior or that's fucking Kyle.
Got the Macho Man glasses.
Yeah, one of the other. I was like, all right, let me get my fat ass in there. Yeah, well, let's do a little lightning round. Let me see.
Yeah.
We know you're you're 100% on Bigfoot. Loch Ness, is that too crazy?
No, it's not too crazy.
No?
Yeah, I think it.
And we have to, you have to go too deep into them, but like cryptozoology altogether.
Oh, yeah.
You're in on all that
Oh,
shit.
man, I'm actually submitting Bigfoot hair to North Carolina State University. They're doing a study, and somebody sent me.
Where did you find this Bigfoot?
So, dude, a client of
Planet
mine.
Fitness locker room?
Dude, a client of mine who's down in, he's in Maryland, doesn't believe in Bigfoot. He texted me, it was like January, a picture of a Bigfoot print
Yeah.
in the snow with hair. And I thought he looked it up. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Where'd you see that? He goes, no, dude. He goes, that was on my hike today. And this guy doesn't believe in Bigfoot at all. And he got hair samples, and he goes, I don't know what to do with these. So he sent them to me. And I was looking up. I knew there was a lady, because I've probably got like 15 Bigfoot books at the house.
Yeah.
Some of them are good, dudes. They're
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
man. But a lot of times, if you send stuff into like the government agencies, it's gone, or they won't even look.
Yeah. So, but let's say it was Bigfoot hair. They ain't giving that shit back to
They
you.
ain't gonna give it back,
Yeah.
man. So I'm gonna send them
A little bit.
just some. But then I came across one of the websites that I frequent, and anywhere I travel to, I go on the site wherever I am to see the local sightings. But it's a Bigfoot Research Organization. So I go on there a couple weeks ago, and lo and behold, there's this thing. North Carolina State is running the first ever major university study of Bigfoot hair samples. I'm like, what are the odds? So I contacted
Is that what
the
my
guy.
fucking tax-paying money's
Isn't that
going
crazy,
to?
dude? It's
So
nuts.
you maniacs could look at hair.
Yeah, I'm sending it in, and we'll see what it says. Yeah, I'll show you the I'll pull it up, man.
I believe you.
It's pretty
okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, man.
All right, how about this? Are you a disbeliever in any kind? I mean, like any kind of cryptozoology? I guess we could rule out like the Jersey Devil, right?
Well, I think
for
that's
Christ's
more.
sakes.
I think that's more like folklore.
Folklore.
But if you look at the Pine Barrens, man, there's some weird stuff. I watch YouTube videos.
Yeah, I
of
dated a
guys that
girl
live
down there. It's real. They're all weird down
It was
there.
strange, man.
Yeah.
1.1 million acres. There's one guy, this townie, he goes in there, dude, and he has frequent conversations, he says, and interactions with Sasquatch, with Dogman, all these things, dude, back in there.
I could see how Bigfoot maybe there's a little bit there because there's the stink apes back in the day and prehistoric times, but the other stuff's a little crazy to me. But the Pine Barrens, yeah, it's
Pine
wild.
Barrens,
Down
a lot of
there.
weird stuff, man.
Yeah.
You remember when we went to that?
That Sopranos episode too.
Yeah, down in the Pine Barrens, man.
He's an interior decorator. Apartment looked like shit. It's fucking great.
We were going to start watching that again.
Yeah, you can watch that like every 5 years. That's a series like every 5 years.
Do we watch
you pop
it,
out,
right?
and it's good from start to finish.
Yeah.
You get new stuff.
I never saw it from the beginning. My family watched it, and
Yeah.
then I started. I don't know, was it 9 seasons or something? I probably started like season 5.
Yeah. I was out at first. When it first came out, I was like kind of anti it because it's very like, city Guinea, like that's not how we were growing up as Italians. We were more like,
Yeah.
gardening and we'd hunt and stuff.
yeah.
So it's a lot of the mob shit. And I'm like, it's stereotypical. It's fake accents. And, I didn't watch it till, was it during COVID or before COVID? So like I always stayed away from it when it first came out. I'm like, that's not fucking time. And then I saw it. I'm like, oh, well, I wasted. That was the best series like I've ever
Right,
seen.
right.
So I've seen it like I think 3 times altogether.
Have you really? Yeah.
Yeah. And now my favorite character is the mother. She's the fucking best. Man.
Yeah, I'm looking
All
forward
her
to going back
facial
in.
expressions.
You watch Tulsa King?
Yeah. So I had, now it's on Peacock or wherever the fuck it is.
Yeah,
I cut all
Paramount,
my
yeah.
cable.
Yeah.
Right, because it's so ridiculous. So like I'm getting passwords from people.
Yeah.
You fucking get into a little argument here and there. So that whatever happens in life, and all of a sudden you don't have the passwords anymore.
yeah,
So I don't have a Tulsa King password right now. And I know it's I should just pay for it, but I hear it's really good. I saw the first season and some of the second, but I
The
gotta
third
get
one
back
just
into it.
came out, so I had it on last night for a few minutes. I like Stallone, I
Yeah,
think it's a good.
I like Stallone too. He's another guy that speaks his mind. That's not afraid because he's made it already.
Yeah, he made it, dude. He's freaking great.
That's another thing too. You talk about, you're a big Arnold guy, right?
yeah, man,
What did you think about Arnold when he started mouthing off during COVID? I mean, we can get into that talk later too.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too much away from the conspiracy theories, but
I was
we could
disappointed,
pop
man.
back and forth.
I
Yeah,
was,
were you?
Yeah, because it's like, what is that?
Yeah.
And it just tells you, like, people that make it to that level, these performers, musicians, a lot of them, I call it they take the ticket.
But with Arnold though, like, he's in his like fucking 70s, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't need anything.
No.
He could just. I don't think he's like somebody who's scared. Being scared. Maybe when you get older, you're more scared. That's what I think happened to Stern too. He
could
got
be.
a little scared,
Yeah,
like
Stern lost his mind,
he's a germaphobe and everything. Maybe he's lost his mind, but
And it's funny because that generation, our parents' generation, the boomers, the way they were really trained to not question authority. You know, and so whatever the mainstream says typically, or the doctor says, they don't question it, man. You know, it's like, how do you not see that this is ridiculous? Whatever the scenario is, they just go right along with it.
Well, I
man.
think COVID kind of fucking solved that for everybody. Question everything.
Yeah, I'd like to think that, but I think I've told some of my other buddies, I'm like, look, whenever they launch the next thing, let's say they do something like that again, you like to think that it's going to be like 90% of people that won't go along with it. I can almost guarantee you, dude, you'd probably have at least 70% of people will just fall right back in lockstep.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll be as much as it was last time.
Not as
that's
much.
for sure.
Yeah, no way as much.
But that's the problem. You know, the problem is they want to see who's the one who's not gonna, who's not gonna go along. They're the problem. So it's a test run. You know,
Totally.
which that's one of my health questions. If I get some health questions, you know.
Yeah.
But should we be getting our booster this fall? I don't know where you stand on that.
No way, dude. You crazy?
Should I be getting my 6th booster?
We got purebloods at my house, man.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You know, I was maybe scared for like a week. And then I saw that jerk off from New York City get on there and try to offer people French fries and burgers to get vaccinated. And I go, you got to be out of your fucking mind if you think that's going to be, that's the right way to go.
It's crazy.
You know, people are getting their jobs threatened and shit. At the time, my job was shut down, so I was working in the gaming industry in the casino, and they shut the whole thing down. And I'm sitting at home, just drinking handles of bourbon. That's what they wanted you to do. I was following the game plan, sit at home, gambling online, drinking
Essential
booze.
business,
And I see this guy trying to get me to go get a vaccine, and he's going to give me some fucking Shake Shack. And I was like, man, I think I'm going to die. I'll just die. I'm not going to, and then Colbert's on there doing a fucking dance. I mean, you got to be kidding me.
It was ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It's just when too many people are driving it down your throat like that. I want the vaccine that I got to like go seek out and find because there's not enough of them and they're not jamming it. That's the one we need.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's with that whole thing with COVID too. This is where like the conspiracy stuff helps me, right?
You knew from right away.
I knew months before.
Yeah,
I was fall.
you were a fucking big inspiration during that, which is kind of crazy. Not to cut you off, we'll get right back into it. But I don't know if enough. I'm sure people tell you because you heard people. You probably had a lot of people yelling at you too, calling you a fucking maniac.
A lot, dude.
But no, a lot of people were like, "Man, that's how we should be acting."
Yeah.
Fucking no, just no.
Not gonna do it. I should have never closed from the get go, but because as I first heard about it, it was probably like December. They were floating it out there. Like if you were, I used to watch a lot of Tucker Carlson, right?
Yeah.
And he would bring it up periodically. And right away, I'm like, something seems fishy with this. And then it kept picking up steam. And it kept going. And so when they launched it, I was actually giving a seminar that night at the gym, March 13th. So that was a Friday. That Monday, everything's shutting down. And I was giving it with the doctor, a local doctor.
Yeah.
And he texted me like the day before, man, this thing is dangerous. I was talking to my wife, I got to back out. I said, well, I'm still putting it on. I had 60 guys show up, dude, and I bought like 3 cases of Corona beer because of the coronavirus. Yeah. All these people showed up, man. And I personally didn't buy it for 1 second.
Yeah.
Not 1 second.
No, that's good, man. Because a lot of people are fucking. Who knows what who knows what the studies are showing? I'm too dumb to talk about medical stuff that's going to happen from that shot. But anytime some people, the people that are the authority of this country or anywhere are telling me something, I automatically want to do it's funny. One time, I don't know if it was a job or I was at school, and I was in trouble for some bullshit thing I was doing. And whoever it was, whether it was a principal or one of my managers, I remember came up to me and go, you have a real problem with authority. Yeah. You fucking ain't right. Yeah. Who doesn't have a problem? If you don't have a problem with authority, I mean, that's on you.
Dude, it's I've done like those personality tests, and I'm the same way, like, anti-authority. And people, like, this is the thing too, if you look at the education system, it's based in the Prussian model, like the Rockefeller system. It was designed to get people to become factory workers. Sit in your row, don't question anything we tell you.
Shut up, behave.
It was, and people don't realize that this was where that system came from. So you don't question anything authority says. So to have that mindset, it's rare because people get scared, right? They don't want to be judged or, get in trouble. But I remember you were always like that, which is a great thing, man. It's
Yeah, I mean, the older I get, the more less conflict I try to have in terms of like actual conflict. You know, that you have kids, you got to be careful a little bit. But yeah, no, I never liked that. Never liked it. And you know, that's why it was great. I was kind of like Pesci in Casino when I seen you. I'm like, oh, what the fuck are you doing on TV anyway? But then the more I got into it, I'm like, man, you know, that's pretty fucking cool and good for him. And I know it's probably going to hurt your business.
Yeah.
Or at that time, we didn't know what the fuck they were going to do in terms of, you know,
No idea.
putting you in jail or
I
whatever.
didn't know if they were gonna take me away. I
Yeah.
had no idea, man.
That might have been good. Do a couple 30 days in jail. Might have been good for you.
Dude. Well, it was when we made, you know, that decision, me and Devin. You know, I obviously know a lot of the local police officers, and I was so fed up, dude, because I didn't buy it for 1 second. The
Right.
staff was scared, clients were scared, so I was like, all right, well, we'll close, you know. And it was May 12th. We were already planning to open, and we were going to do a test run that week, you know, to make sure that people felt comfortable.
Right.
We had boxes taped on the floor where, you know, keep your space, blah, blah, blah. And Devin goes in. She's working, you know, the front desk. And I'm home with the kids. And I'm always reading stuff, right? There's certain sites I go to see what's actually going on, like alternative type media. And it said, it was May 12th. It said, Los Angeles will be closed till at least the end of August. And I could just feel people losing hope, right? I'm like, this thing is not going to end. So I went on to one of the New Jersey, like Open New Jersey Facebook groups I was in. And I put a post. I said, guys, just let you know, I'm opening my gym next Monday, and so there are people out there that are gonna, you know, hopefully start doing that and standing up.
Yeah.
Was not looking for attention or anything, dude. And all of a sudden, dude, that thing went like viral.
Yeah. There was another gym guy from like,
Ian
was he
down
from
in-
Philly or
He's
something?
in Belmar, Camden County.
Okay.
You know, so
Yeah.
we actually made the announcement first. He was smart in that. From
You
a
guys look
business
like a
point of view.
tag team partner from the 80s WWF.
would
Like,
be a
we're
good tag
fucking,
team.
oh, fuck you guys. We're open. I loved it.
Yeah, he
How's he doing now? Is he still running that business, or did they come
he got
down
out
hard?
of it. So he had a partner, Frank. Frank was actually suing, I think, Camden County for like $50 million
no
this
shit.
past year.
No.
So he bought Ian out. Ian's down in Florida now. He does a lot of. He's got a really good Instagram. Does a lot of like, just you would like it, like a lot of calling out all the BS on both sides, a lot of political stuff. You know, but yeah, it was.
It was a hell of a time, man.
It was nuts, man.
And you know, and the thing was, they were letting me go into, you know, I had to go over to Jersey because PA's you know, government liquor. So I had to go over to. They were letting me go over to Jersey, drive over the border, walk in a store. There's 70 people in there, buy whatever booze I wanted, no problem. They're keeping those places open. And I got one of our mutual friends, like a liquor salesman, and he was telling me, he's like, Tone,
Yeah.
I never sold so much Hennessy in my life.
yeah.
He goes, I broke records for New Jersey. It was out of control.
Yeah.
They couldn't keep it on the shelves.
I believe
it was, you know, it was going right down the path everybody wanted them to. There's a couple of maniacs like you and that guy stood up, which was great, you know.
Yeah, it was cool, man.
I got on TV for COVID myself. Wasn't really the same thing. It was because of my crippling gambling addiction. I shot like a casino commercial.
Did you really?
I was playing so much online. They're like, hey, you want to interview for like, you know, we might do a spot online. So yeah, I
That's
went and
pretty
did it.
cool,
It was
man.
pretty cool. It was a good experience, but they're swabbing my fucking nose when I went in. I told them, I go, listen, I'm not getting vaccinated if you want me to do the video. And they're like, no, it's fine. We'll test you. Guess they had this lady's jamming. I'm looking at the craft service table. Anything good over there? Jamming that thing down my fucking fat nose. But yeah, it was a crazy time, man.
It was wild, man.
And I mean, I'm not going to conform next time. It's just, it's crazy. But I think you're right. I think a lot of people are going to forget too.
They will.
Yeah.
And the way I was talking to a client about this last week, just with using the COVID as an example, but the way, and then we were talking about Charlie Kirk. The way I looked at it, it was the first time most people had to actually think about death. Like
Yeah.
they put this fear in your face that if you get this or if you don't get the vaccine, you're going to die. I had the experience as when we moved to New Jersey to Bound Brook with Leo and Chrissy, you know, 87, 88. It was one of the first nights there. My mom comes in the bedroom. I'm like with Shane and Brooks. And she says, this kid from the neighborhood who's like a year older than me died. And it's just freaking, I ran into the other room crying, dude, because it was like, oh, I can die.
Yeah.
You know, and I was traumatized. Like you talk about those memories and for the next 4 years, dude, I would cry every day because I would just think about death and the finality of it and and at that point, didn't really have a working faith. I would go stand out in the fog and be like, this is what heaven feels like. Like
The fog?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'd be like in the clouds. I'm like, this isn't too bad. This is heaven.
Yeah.
And then throughout my adult life, probably all the way up to 30, it would come in waves where I'd go through like 4 or 5 months of just getting like depressed, thinking about death. So I'd research it and I thought about it so much that that fear didn't have the impact on me, right? Because I'd already thought about death so much, right? But
Right.
these other people, it's like when you get people into this fear state, this emotional state, you could pretty much feed them anything and they're going to believe it because they're not thinking logically.
Well,
It's just insert anything.
100%.
Right.
100%. Especially older people who
Yeah.
their whole life have just like we talked about, just follow the rule.
All the rules.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I hope that the younger generation kind of snapped out of it, and even the people like I've talked to so many people that went and got the initial shot, and they're disgusted that they got it.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be a little less, like you said, but I'm not convinced for sure.
No, it'll be less, but it'll still be way more than people think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Bill Gates is going to get all of us one way or another. So.
You can block out the sun, fake meat.
You're gonna make you're gonna make me want to stand out in some fog today because maybe that's where you get all maybe it'll be good for me.
The crazy ideas, man. Are you still gambling?
Yeah, but I mean, yes, not like during COVID. COVID, I had nothing else to do. You know what? That's not true. I don't give a fuck. Of course.
Is it? I know you were into cards, sports cards. Like, what's your favorite?
Yeah, I mean, the funnest thing is sports gambling by far. Horse racing.
You like horse racing? You do that, yeah?
I mean, there's nothing fucking better. I mean,
actually-
you could bottle that up and pump that into somebody's veins, hitting the fucking Kentucky Derby trifecta. I mean, there's nothing better.
That's
the
cool,
problem is it's the worst thing to bet on.
Why is that?
In gambling, the worst shit to bet on is always the funnest. This is the most exciting 2 minutes in sports, they call it. The horse coming around sounds like a fucking freight train.
Oh yeah.
I had a horse in the Derby 2 years. Was it 3 years ago? It was 80 to 1 shot. I had a trifecta with him with the two favorites. He was in 17th out of 18 or 18th out of 19th place. And if I pull that fucking video up right now, I'll show you I'll get chills on it still. It's unbelievable. Come from like a bolt of lightning up his ass. Rich Strike was his name. 80 to 1 shot. To the front, beats the two favorites. I hit the trifecta. It's like
How did you pick that one
$1
up?
paid like $15K.
Wow.
It was unbelievable. But that's like a once in a lifetime odds.
Yeah.
But like that excitement from horse racing is unbelievable. The only reason I picked it was, I might have spent $100 on the race, putting in different trifectas and superfectas, exactas, but I had like $6 left after I went through my whole 100, and I go, what the fuck, that horse. And the horse wasn't supposed to race. The horse was actually, one of the horses got scratched. And this horse was like a standby, and it wasn't, usually have 1 through 20 gates, and this horse was 21. And as any degenerate gambler knows, 21's good luck. It's like, I mean, that fucking horse. And I go, well, who am I going to pair him with? Just put him with the two favorites, because he's such a long shot that if he wins, it's good. Even if he finishes in third, it'll pay. That guy, you got to watch that video. He comes up from the back. I think it was 2022, I believe.
2022.
Maybe
I gotta watch
2023. But the hair on your asshole stands up when you watch that. It's nothing better. I mean, like, I'm a poker guy too, but that's not fun. That kind of got ruined. It's too many like math guys. It was funner back in the day. If you're grinding to make a living at it, that's cool. But I like to go have cocktails and play and bullshit. That's kind of what's happening. Like back in the day, everybody used to watch it. We used to play when Moneymaker made it popular. We'd play in the basement when we were 20 years old, all hours of the night. Go up and fucking mix concrete at 6 in the morning at my job.
Danny,
Yeah, it's crazy. That's right. But there were personalities. There'd be guy's a businessman. Moneymaker doesn't know what he's doing. He wins millions. He's playing, some Arab guy with a cigarette hanging out his mouth, talking shit. And there's this other guy from Vegas who doesn't shut up. He's wearing sunglasses. Other guys got fossil sunglasses. It was all characters. I kind of feel like that's what I might be blabbing a little bit, switching topics, but I feel like that's what's happening to the UFC right now.
Yeah.
The UFC back, when I really got into it was when it blew up with Forrest Griffin and Stephen Bonner were fighting. You'd have such big personalities, the Iceman and the Natural. They were fighting, heavyweights. They all have personalities. Now, it's all just assassins from the mountains of like fucking Dagestan. They don't speak good English, so they can't. There's no mic skills. That's why Conor McGregor is the biggest star they'll ever see because he knows how to talk, and you're never going to find another one because now it's being dominated by all these guys. That's their whole life.
Just fighting. That's it. They don't understand.
I mean, the purists of the sport don't give a shit. They love to watch it and everything. But if you're like an average guy, you want some guys on there.
That's what made WWF back. That was it, man. And it's boxing when we grew up with Tyson and you had some personalities in that. Now, who do you have? I mean, you need that to drive a sport. Muhammad Ali was brilliant with that because he knew by saying, what he would say that it would drive eyeballs.
Yep. Yeah, right? and the shit talking back then I think was a little different. Besides Tyson. Tyson was, going to eat your children, and he was out of control. But like the shit talking was a little more colorful. Yeah. Now it's like an internet generation. Everybody's like, I fucked your wife, and it's like, whoa, how do we go from that? How do we go from I'm going to knock you out in the second round to your wife's a whore. She's messaging me on Instagram. There's no okay. So
it is, man. It's changed so much, and that goes back to what we were saying. We grew up in a great era, just a great thing. But I see what you're saying with the gambling, and I know from.
Just another addiction.
Totally.
Yeah, your brother had played cards for a long time too. So you don't think he was like ever? He's not like an addictive guy, we
have addiction. Definitely runs in the family for sure. I don't think with that he was addicted. He was just one of those math guys you're talking about. And I hear from his point of view, like he was number 2 in the world for a long time. I think.
But so I'm saying like he was super successful at it.
Yeah.
So like you become addicted to the success. But I mean, in terms of the actual action, like, is he going out on a Saturday night, ripping $25 slot pulls like I do, and I have a couple fucking sharpeners? No, I mean, that's the difference. But at the same time, like, I have these conversations with myself sometimes after, like, Derrick Henry can't hold on to the fucking ball.
3 fumbles.
Honestly, I mean, you got to be fucking kidding me. But, like, I have these conversations with myself, like, what are you doing? And then I realize, what's the point of anything? You start having these weird conversations with yourself.
Yeah.
Why do I care about, I should be why I care about betting on football. Why do I care about money, period?
Yeah.
Because it's
imaginary.
Unless I had millions of dollars, it's not going to change anything I do.
Yeah.
So the action's bad and getting addicted. I'm not too naive to say I'm not addicted to the action, but at the same time, ain't nothing better than fucking cracking a cold one on a Sunday. Before the internet, I used to go sit in my car when I was a teenager and look at lines out of USA Today. I used to fucking have a beer in my car, open the paper up on a Sunday. It's just all that is opening up a page full of possibilities. That's all it is.
That's all it is.
I mean, it's exciting.
It is.
At the end of the day, you lose. Back then, you lost $100. It was, you're fucked.
Yeah, it gives you that rush. Though,
right.
man.
Right. So, I mean, I go back and forth, but at the end of the day, everything's a gamble. If you're a businessman, it's a gamble.
Everything, man.
And then people get mad because they say these games are fixed. Why can't you just be on the right side of the fix? Everybody's always on the wrong side of the fix.
That's a good point.
Yeah, if you were on the right side of the fix, you'd be happy that the wrong fix.
That's a good point, yeah.
I mean, get the fuck out of here. Pick better. These pros only hit at like a 55% rate in Vegas. So unless you want to, like, people are like, do you win? You gamble all the time. I'm like, no, nobody wins.
No.
And once you realize that, it becomes much more fun. So like, if you can make a profit on sports gambling if you're like line shopping and you're doing it as like a full-time job, but you're hitting at 55%, and then you start getting kicked out of every book, every casino. So eventually they're going to get you. But then you can get bet through people. Obviously, you can ways around it. But unless you're ready to grind, just accept the fucking loss.
Yeah,
enjoy the wins when it happens. And
good way to look at it.
If it wasn't for gambling, I wouldn't have my house. I wouldn't have met my kid's mom. It was all casino related shit. And
that's the thing is people can judge others' actions, but everybody's got their own path.
Yeah.
And if you enjoy anything,
there's nothing worse than somebody who doesn't do anything. You know that? I think I heard Joey Diaz say that on a podcast one time. He's just like, if you don't do anything, I don't want to fucking know you.
No.
Like you have to do something. Be interesting. Have a fucking hobby. Do something. And I kind of, I kind of subscribe to that.
1,000%, man. I take it. I think I was telling you at the Kings. To me, one of the biggest compliments you could give somebody is that dude's a character.
Yeah.
Because it's like, they stand out because they're just kind of going to their own drum, man. And it's definitely, my brother's King will tell you too. They call it like the whack pack. Wherever I go, dude, the whack pack finds me, and they just flock to me, dude. It could be anywhere. And then, I've got my.
You're like Barnum and Bailey of human, like regular human life.
They flock to me. It's they can pick up the energy,
Yeah.
And but it makes it interesting.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what life's all about. Recently I had this conversation with somebody. There's somebody I'm friends that's a mutual friend that he's one of these guys. He's so out of control. He's even older than us. He might be in his 50s. Still, he's not holding a job. He's getting blasted everywhere. He's doing coke. He's, hitting on everywhere. And we would just like have such fun like interacting because he's so out of control. And then I had a conversation with my buddy. I'm like, we can't do this anymore because it's like I figure like we're enabling this fucking guy, but also B, like, do we still find this entertaining? We're friends with him, but like at what point do you be like, buddy, you gotta
calm down.
Yeah, because then you feel like you're enabling this shit.
Well, that's the thing too, right? Like it's we can't really change anybody else anyway, So even, again, I've dealt with addicts, right? And it runs in my family in certain ways. You could try to strong arm somebody or say, hey, you shouldn't be doing that. But, like as well as anybody, right? People are going to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
So the enabling piece is there too, but it's on the person, It's on the person, man.
All right. I think this one, I'm afraid to ask you this one. Let's go back to a conspiracy because we only got to the first one and we rattled off like a half an hour of all kinds of tangents. I'm afraid to say this one. You don't have to go too deep because I also I'm in on this one, but I was going to get your take on the level of it. Aliens in general and aliens having to do with the pyramids. Where are we at that?
So aliens was one of the early ones, probably the first. If you talk about conspiracy, that really got me interested as a young boy. I remember we were in it was before that I got interested in sixth grade. I can't imagine them doing this now, but it was, think of Mr. Schwartz's class. he showed us Fire in the Sky. Remember that movie?
No.
It's supposed to be a true story. I forget, it's like a crew of like 4 or 5 loggers. They're in the deep woods and they're coming back. The guy's been on Rogan a few times. It is, aliens abduct him. Just one guy,
right?
And they show what the aliens do to him, and then he's just like a mess after that. The rest of his life. So that was probably
that got you hooked.
Yeah, well, that got me like.
That was your gateway drug.
That was it. Like Signs is one of my favorite movies with M. Night. You ever see that?
I assume you're all the way down. Especially you just brought up the Rogan interview. You were all the way down the loophole with Bob Lazar, right?
Yeah,
in Area 51.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because Roswell. Yeah, I was studying that as a kid in 1947. Because Leo, he was the only one that would really entertain this stuff with me. Like, we would talk about this stuff. Everybody else, like, what are you talking about? And, I remember talking with him about Roswell. So it's funny because I started with the aliens, but to me, it's probably the least interesting one now for me.
Because it's real.
Yes, but depending on how far you want to go into that, I don't think they're what people think they are.
Yeah, so like I'm under the impression that like it might even be a something that we can't recognize as life, as being actual life. Like you might not even be able to tangibly see it, that kind of shit. But also like they know that there's microorganisms and stuff on space rocks, right? So technically that's an alien, right? Because it's an alien body. But I want to, because we can go down that forever. So that's boring, the alien stuff. But in terms of the pyramids, who built these fucking pyramids? And what's going on with these pillars?
Yeah, the pillars underneath. Yeah, that Italian dude, man, he did some good work with that.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing with ancient civilizations, but like the old world. In Tartaria, have you ever heard of Tartaria?
No, I have not.
And I hadn't
Is that from Game of Thrones? What is that?
It sounds like it. And I think Game of Thrones actually took a lot of their concepts from this.
If you tell me the Dothraki built the pyramids, I'm gonna fucking leave.
So I think whether the Egyptian pyramids, and those aren't even the biggest ones in the world. I think the biggest one in the world is in Antarctica, underneath the ice.
Oh yeah, I heard
Isn't
about
that
the
crazy,
Antarctica
dude?
stuff.
So, I think if the Egyptians did it, but you can't do that with manpower, and this is
Right.
part of the lies we've been told. We're kind of led to believe that these ancient civilizations, all the way up to the old world, which was basically the old world existed in full until basically the Revolutionary War, and so not that long ago, right?
Right.
And the technology, I just finished a book on it that they had. Like when I went to Florence for Reese's wedding,
Yeah.
right? I'd never been to Italy. We went to Florence, in Rome, and then Lake Como. But Florence, I'm just looking around at the architecture, and then Rome, I'm like, it gave you like this energy, like this. You're like in awe, and I'm like, how did they do this? This is better than anything now, and it's hundreds of years old.
Right.
It's perfect, and they want us to believe people did that with hammers and chisels, no power tools.
Yeah.
So I believe, but where I'm going with it is there was advanced technology before that's been erased for certain reasons.
It's because the new architecture, they want you to be depressed and plebes.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother thing.
Well,
So
yeah,
everything is square, shitty
that, dude.
glass and
Yeah.
metal.
Like-
All right, so check on aliens, check on the pyramids, check on the Loch Ness. All right, how about the moon landing? That's fake,
No,
right?
completely fake.
Completely fake.
Yeah.
That's, I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
Here's one that I don't really get talked about too much, but I'm on board and I get yelled at for this. The Challenger astronauts were not in the capsule.
I would not be surprised. if
Have you
that's the
seen
case.
have you seen any of those videos where these fucking maniacs go up to people who are like, who they think the guy is?
Yeah.
And there's all 7 of them have crazy coincidences, except for the one guy they can't find. They're like, well, he's probably dead. Probably died of a heart attack. But they all look like the guy, and some of them have the same names and everything. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, dude. I would not. I think tying into the recent events we were talking about, it is like the Truman Show, dude. I think it's we were shown stuff.
That's going to lead me into my next one, but go ahead. Yeah.
We're shown stuff to get us to buy a narrative and to not question, right? And if you think about it, though, it's like there's a lot of predictive programming. CIA and basically started Hollywood, right?
Right.
And you look at stuff like the movie Outbreak. You look at T2. Now we have AI, right? If you look at, I just saw yesterday. It's funny. Somebody sent it to me. I hadn't checked his text yet, and I sent him the same video. It was funny. The same exact
yeah.
video. It was on Instagram. Remember Snake Eyes, the movie?
Yep.
He said Nicolas Cage. So the senator or whoever who's assassinated right at the beginning of the movie, guess what his name is?
Dolph Lundgren. I don't know who was in that movie.
I believe it's Charles Kirk.
Really?
And
No shit.
where was he shot? In the neck.
I'm gonna have
What
to
was the
fucking
date?
Make a note of that. Watch this movie.
They
again.
say it in the movie. What was the date that he got shot? September 10th.
Really?
There's no way that's.
But now you got to
coincidence.
fact check these videos because I've seen a lot of these guys are bullshitting too. You got to
Dude,
fact
go
check.
watch
You got
the
to
movie.
fact
Yeah,
check
watch the
everything.
movie. I
know,
remember.
so
I don't
just
remember
wrote
the
it down.
date, but I'm going to watch it again because Devin's like, "Oh, we got." I said, "Yeah, I saw that years ago." I really, I don't buy. It's,
Can't buy anything.
You can't buy anything, man. It's,
Which brings me to my next one. We're going to try to rip through some of these. We are living in a simulation.
I believe it's possible. And you could have both. Because there's conflict with a lot of people depending on their faith, right? And remember, Leo again. He used to always be watching National Geographic. Always got the
Right.
Scientific American. I remember he told me probably when I was like 11. He's like, they say this is like a hologram. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, there's scientists that are saying this is all holographic. I think it's a simulation as far as, and this is ties back to the pyramids and stuff. Certain stuff I believe has been omitted from things like the Bible, but the power of the mind to create reality, right? And it's something that's been really hidden from most people. So a simulation as far as I believe in God, but I believe it's what I take made in the image and the likeness of the Creator to me is not that we look like God, right? People picture this guy with the white beard when that's just trying to conceptualize it, but that you could create anything. You're made in the image of the creator, right? So it's a simulation as far as like you're going through, like the boys play Minecraft,
Right.
right? And they're just making whatever they want.
Right.
You know, it's what they want. It's whatever it is. So I believe in that. And I think reality is so different than what we're told it is. You know, you look at like quantum physics. There's one of the things I studied a lot when I was going through probably my last bout with the death thing was like super string
Was this in the
theory.
fog?
This was way after the fog.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like 30 years old, man. This is
Do you
like,
still go in the fog or no?
no, I have not to just do it. Not for
No?
see
Maybe we
what
should
it-
try. Maybe we'll get something.
Right.
I guarantee you the next time it's foggy out, I'm going to text
Well,
you.
think
And be
about
like,
how, and I was thinking about that. I'm like, man, I feel like it's never, because I was in after school. I remember. Sometimes you'll see morning fog, but I can't remember the last time there was like fog in the afternoon where you could actually go out and stand in the fog.
yeah, I didn't mean to derail you.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good.
What do we think about flat Earth, real quick?
I'm total 99% in on that.
Oh, God damn
And-
it. I thought that was the one you. Oh, my
So
God.
this will tie in if you want to go back
Stop.
to the aliens, right?
Because of fucking Antarctica, we can't go there?
Well, it's not only that, right? And if you had asked me this 5 years ago, I would, you know, I remember Kyrie Irving's. Do you know Kyrie? He plays in the
Yeah,
NBA.
fucking dildo, yeah.
But he had a shirt on. This is probably like 4 years ago, and I'd seen it
Didn't
on
he
YouTube.
back off of that?
He backed off because they were killing him.
Yeah, because they were killing.
Yeah, but he's an eccentric thinker.
Yeah, you know what? I shouldn't call him a dildo, only because I lost money. I lose money.
I
On it.
like him because
I do like the way
I
he-
hate the NBA now,
Yeah.
but he's one of those guys that's like he's a free thinker. So I like that. Like, and you can see the way he plays
Yeah.
too. Like he's just out there. So I'm trying to think how I even actually started, like being open to the idea, right? So once I was like, wow, maybe that's a possibility. Let me ask you this: how do you know the Earth is round?
Because people told me.
Yeah.
And it showed me that everything I ever know about the Earth being round is because somebody else told me.
Yeah.
You know, I'd never seen it. But at the same time, I have to draw the thing at some point. Like nothing, like I'm saying, anything could be real, anything cannot be real. I need to understand why somebody cares, why they would want to tell me that the Earth is
Yes,
flat.
it's a great point, and that's a great question. So this is why I like the conspiracy. Everything I do with the fitness, it all ties together. Everything, you know, mind, body, spirit. So if we are led to believe, first of all, in the Big Bang Theory, which is ridiculous. Like if people want to make fun of Christianity or you know, Buddhists, Muslims for their beliefs, and it's like, well, but you believe there was nothing, and somehow there was an explosion, and all this was created. Like that's way further out there for me than.
Well,
right?
there's a comedian that does a bit. I forget his name. He's really good. First name's Pete. I can't think of his last name.
He does one on that.
Yeah,
I think
he
I've seen it. It's
says.
freaking great.
Yeah,
dude.
his whole point is you don't want to believe in my faith, but you want to believe that just something came from
brilliant.
nothing. Who's the fucking idiot?
Yeah, it's
You know?
brilliant.
So yeah, I forget his name. He had a show on HBO with Artie
he?
Lang was in it. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
This is before Artie
I
got
saw a
fucked
clip
up.
with that guy, and I was like, man, I had to have him watch it. This
Yeah,
is
he's great.
This is freaking great.
Yeah, his punchline was the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, we talked a little bit about the Charlie
Wait,
Kirk.
let me finish that. Though,
Oh
'cause
yeah,
you
I'm
wanna know
sorry.
why, right?
Cut you off. Go ahead.
So if we're led to believe we're a random rock, ever expanding universe, there's life everywhere, right?
Right.
What does that? Okay, that basically tells us you didn't come from God, this creator. You're not the center of the universe. You're just random. And if it's like the Bible says, a firmament, right? And it doesn't mean it's flat where it falls off like that, right? But that's the reason they told us. And I've watched videos with like centurions, people, you know, that are 100, 101, where these guys, like the one guy, I'm actually going to have him on the podcast, Flat Earth Dave.
Centurion?
Centurion, like 100-year-old
There's
plus.
I never even heard
Yeah,
that. I mean,
yes.
obviously that's what it is because of the word, but that's something I learned today.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have
it's
to use
interesting,
it.
right? You don't hear it that often.
Well,
because
so I only hear octogenarians. What's the 90? What's that?
90 would be, oh, we got to
septarian?
go over that too. Let me jot that down. What would that be? That would be, way
90
vague.
is sept, right?
that's 7.
That's 7.
Wait,
Sept,
wait,
oct.
so where you're on that too.
Yeah.
Sept. That's 7.
Yeah.
What month did they tell us September is?
What month do they tell
what
us?
number? What number month is September?
9,
9. Okay. What about October?
10.
What does oct mean though? Like
Oh, Oct 8.
8, right?
Yeah.
So, but they tell us it's 10.
Yeah.
November is 9, nueve. They tell us it's the 11th. What about December? What do they tell us it is?
What do they tell? December's
month?
12th. Yeah.
Yeah, 12th, right? But Deca is 10.
10.
So
This is some zeitgeist shit you're telling me right now. The stars and everything
Dude.
lining.
they're telling us in the names, these months were named after their original month, like
The
what
order they
were
should
the
be in?
Order.
Yeah.
And if you look at this is what I'm saying.
Where's
you
my
know?
fucking tinfoil hat?
Dude,
These got one in the studio? Now I'm deep in it. Now I'm getting excited. Put fucking foil on this hat.
We should have brought the foil. I did it. I did tin foil with my other buddy, dude. It freaking
Yeah.
got hot though, dude. I was wearing it for like 2 hours, dude. And we were sitting in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And I felt something, man. It was crazy. But then, so then if you look at the months have these random 30, 31, 28, you have leap year. And I was like, this doesn't make sense. If you had 13 months, in each month, I believe would be 28 days, and there'd be 1 day left over, which they say is, so
That's the
April.
Jewish New Year.
Well, they say, depending who you talk to, but it was the day supposedly Christ rose. The day for,
okay.
you know.
Yeah. Two
In
of
the
the same,
real
right?
New Year, and it makes sense when you look at nature, is April 1st. So the term April Fool's Day, when they were trying to this kind of ties into like the term conspiracy theorists, but when they were trying to move away from the old world stuff, right? Like 1700s,
Yeah.
they started saying anybody that believes April 1st is the actual New Year is an April Fool. So that's where it came from. To shut them down, make them seem like they're crazy, just like the term conspiracy theorists.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Your wife hasn't talked to you about leaving you yet?
Oh, dude. Well, the funny thing is,
it's interesting for sure.
no, that's the thing. I'm like bottled up a lot of times.
Get down
It's
that
like-
rabbit hole, though. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
But I guess that's better than scrolling on fucking Instagram,
That's it. Yeah.
looking at titties, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's remember Jay Midland.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Jay did Mount Washington with us the past 2 years. He climbed with us. You know
Okay.
this crazy thing we do in March. So he rode up with me and Shane this year. It's like a 6-hour, 7-hour drive. And he's still good buddies with Deli. I talk to Del sometimes. And Jay's like asking me questions a lot. And he's like, me and Deli have been talking. And Deli's like, there's no way he believes the stuff he says, half of the stuff.
Yeah.
So Jay's like, he's like, so you actually believe it? I'm like, dude, if I say it, I believe it.
Right.
I don't care what anybody thinks. Like, it's what I think. But then we're talking about, COVID. And he goes, but I don't understand how, like, studying this stuff can benefit you. I said, well, COVID's a perfect example, Jay. I said, because to me, studying that stuff, like what's going on in the world, it's about seeing patterns, right? So with COVID, I was able to predict for my family what this actually was. So I was able to give them normalcy. We'd go to the playgrounds, we'd rip the yellow tape off. I didn't wear a mask anywhere.
Yeah.
Because so as a father, right, you got to put your family in the best situation. So you're not going to change the world necessarily, but
Right.
if you can protect your family and maybe
Yeah, mentality changes when you
couple
become
buddies,
a dad.
yeah. So
I like that mentality. Like you put in your content too about that. Like once you realize that, like you're a person that's got to protect your children more than just your being a good dad. That all your fitness stuff kind of falls into line with it. So whenever I feel like I need motivation, I think about that. Like stop being a pussy. You don't want to go walk a little bit. What happens if something you have to fight for your family. Like
Yeah.
I like that mentality you push. I don't feel like it's a lot of this toxic masculinity shit that they're trying to phase out over the last years. So I love how you do that too as well.
Yeah.
And your kids, who I've met a few times recently, now they're of age, just like always so respectful and so nice. So it's good to see that there's positive role models out
Yeah,
there
I
online
appreciate
instead of just. Online, it's just so many jerk offs.
Oh, there's
it's
so many
unbelievable.
fake people, man. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off again. But I want to chime in on that.
Yeah.
I don't feel like you get enough credit for that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's
We're
important
just
to me.
watching your videos on how you're drinking piss, so everybody gets crazy, and they don't get to
Another
see
one,
the
man.
good
Yeah.
stuff. So,
Yeah.
And now, are we fully still in on that? Are we still drinking our piss? Or- Come on.
I got to get back to a higher frequency. I'm not doing it as much, but it's not because it's still fully belief, and even that. Again, you look at what we've been told about urine, and this is why it helps me with. So the questioning this stuff when I was young, right, and buying into these conspiracies. when I got to fitness, once I kind of, I got,
You know that's like some real white people shit, by the way, right?
what's that?
Drinking your own piss.
Well, it's very big in the
That
East.
might be, that's like yacht rock in terms of white people shit. Nobody's fucking, I mean.
If you look at a lot of the Eastern world still does it.
Right.
But tying what I was saying, conspiracies into that, what have we been told about urine? It's toxic. It's waste. You could get really sick from it.
Right.
Well, then I started researching it, and here's how I came across it. I was listening on one of my walks. This is like 2022 to this podcast. This Health Ranger, he's a really good show, man. He's a smart dude, and he goes into all the stuff going on. He had this doctor on. At the time, the vaccines were it was early on with them, somewhat early, right? And he's saying, well, what can people do that got the vaccine and they're already seeing all this myocarditis and blood clots? And the doctor goes, this is going to sound strange. He goes, but there's compounds in your urine that could dissolve blood clots like instantly.
You don't make a pill with those compounds?
Well, urine is actually the most studied compound by Big Pharma, but they never tell you that because there's over 28.
Because you make it yourself. You don't need to pay
You
them.
make it yourself, but there's stuff in there, anti-cancer
Don't
stuff.
tell. I'm
vitamin
going to
B17.
leave here wanting to drink my own piss now.
it-
Don't brainwash
It
me.
tastes like chicken stock or something like that. It's not- it's,
I don't know what
it just
fucking
tastes-
restaurant you go to, pal.
But we've been
And by
told
the way, okay, is it your own? Can you drink other people's piss? I wouldn't want to
I
drink my
wouldn't
own
do that.
piss.
I want if you had to.
I
for a
prefer
survival
my
reason.
urine from
Yeah.
single moms trying to earn a couple bucks
Yeah,
dancing
no,
on the
well, yeah,
weekends.
that's
Maybe I'm
what-
old fashioned like that.
Yeah. So if you have like disease or like I think hepatitis C, they say
Yeah,
it could
wow.
be, so your own because it's part of your blood. It's what you call it's highly filtered blood plasma when it runs through the kidney. So it's already highly filtered.
Right.
Specific. So it has over 2,800 enzymes, hormones, nutrients, stem cells that your body has already kind of made for its body, right? For its cells.
Okay.
And it's antibacterial, antiseptic.
Yeah, I know
antiviral,
you get a
antifungal.
jellyfish bite, you piss on
What
it,
do they
right?
tell you to do? The snake charmers in India, what do they always keep next to them? A bottle of urine.
A bowl of some slop that they're giving everybody on the street. You've been seeing those videos lately? That's
No.
taking the internet by storm.
What, the
the
snake-
street vendors?
I've
Oh
seen it.
my! Yeah, see, this is because you're a productive member of society. I'm on the internet, when I'm not working, scrolling my fucking brain numb, and I'm watching Indian street venders
It's entertaining
serve
though, right?
slop.
It's entertaining, man.
It is. I can't. And then I between that and like, I'm watching some guy trim a cow's hoof with that's infected. I don't know what I'm doing. My brain is mush.
But it gives you, it makes you
Makes you
think
think.
about people that can't talk about anything.
Right.
How boring, like we say, how boring that
Right,
is.
right.
So, how's the weather? You want people that know weird stuff.
Yeah,
Because
it's
it makes
exciting.
it interesting.
I think that covers most of my conspiracies for you, by the way. I mean, the other stuff is kind of, I'm just trying to get you to say no to something, is what I'm trying to do.
It's going to be hard.
Here's one thing you might say no to.
Yeah.
Carol Baskin killed her husband,
Carol Baskin, remind me, she was
Tiger King. She was the woman from Tiger King, and we think she fed her husband to the tigers.
Yeah, that was a good show.
All right, if you don't like that one, how about that Marilyn Manson's really Paul from the Wonder Years, and he removed 2 ribs and sucks his own dick? Where do you fall on that?
I don't think he's. I think it's possible.
Oh, holy Christ! I'm all right.
because-
I'm 0 for 7.
Dude,
I
think it's
tried,
possible.
guys.
I don't know. If
I
that,
tried.
I don't know if that's a match, but I do think that there's, there's one guy, dude, who I'm buddy with. He does some really interesting. His whole thing, right? And he's called the fittest flat earther. But his main thing he does is he takes like this person from a couple decades ago,
Oh, I seen it.
and it's the same person.
Yeah,
right? And
he does like
analyze
Anna
your
Nicole
face.
Smith and like
Yeah.
some new. She's dead, and there's some new
analyze
actress, right?
birthmarks. Like, He does all this analysis, and he's like, "Look, little plastic surgery," and he goes, "Because they're all playing characters," and it ties into what we're saying, like the Challenger. It's like it is like a movie, like it's theater. They're trying to and people just fall for everything, right? And
Yeah.
they show you this, and it's like the moon landing. Stanley Kubrick filmed that. He's on record of that. And if the moon landing, anybody that thinks that's still real, it's crazy to me because why haven't we been back, right? So even at the firmament, you have 1,000-mile it's a radioactive belt that nothing can get through,
Right.
right? And
Was it
you're
the
telling me-
Van Ryan belt or something like that?
Yes, you're telling me they got up there with phones at that point. who was filming them? How was the camera already there? Like, there's so many
The
flaws
worst
in
one
it.
is when the shuttle leaves. That's it's like, who the fuck filmed this? This is brutal. I mean, it's so bad.
Did you see the one from like a year ago, 2 years ago, that India's most recent moon landing?
No.
Dude, it looks like a video game, like a Nintendo video game. And I'm like, they cannot be trying to pass this off as real, but they were. It looked like pixelated. I'm like, who's believing this stuff?
Holy Christ.
It's
no,
nuts, man.
I did not. Thank God. Because then it just makes me not believe in anything. You know, anything that's really don't trust anybody. Question everything.
Question everything.
And
That's
anybody
the-
who doesn't, stay far, far away from them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the main thing. You know, I always say just like in fitness, I always reserve the right to change my mind at any time as I keep learning. You know.
Now, you ever going to change your mind where I don't have to eat for 5 days? Can I?
You know,
I'm feeling pretty good right now, though.
that's the thing,
I gotta
dude.
tell you.
I think it's another thing that's.
I
been
love
hidden
telling
from us.
people I'm on a fast too.
Look
Fat
at you.
people love telling other people when they start diets.
This is great,
Like
dude.
if I start a diet on Monday, and we always, by the way, fat people, we always start diets on Monday.
Yeah.
We never start on a Friday. What are you fucking nuts?
No, that's universal. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
That's-
And within 3 hours, you know, my girl will be making something. I go, you can't eat that. There's fucking toxins in that. It's preservative. You know, on my fucking Buffalo Wild Wings last night, having 40 whiskeys, and yeah, but we love saying it. I tell you, yeah, I was at the store and I wanted to tell the lady, you know, when I was getting a coffee this morning that I'm on. Oh, there's no cream in this, hon, because I'm on a 72 hour. I fucking tell
Dude,
everybody.
but think about it. I just made a YouTube before I came on that. How even doing a 48-hour fast can be one of the most amazing, transformative moments of your life just because food is a drug, right? I remember the first time I did a 48-hour fast just being like, this is weird. I don't think I've ever gone a day in my life without consuming some type of calories. But it was kind of liberating. It was
Yeah.
like, you know, but it ties into conspiracy. It's like, all right, we've been told this, eat this many times a day, this much protein, calories, which clearly doesn't work, right? 99% failure rate. And I think the fasting is intentionally kind of in the medical and all that. It's looked down upon. It's dangerous for you. Why? Because it's got so many powers to heal the body, and you're controlling insulin with it, right? There you go. You're breaking it with that? Are you really breaking it with the
What's
Snickers?
that?
You breaking it with the Snickers?
How much is your heart breaking right now?
I'm honored you're breaking it here, dude. Snickers is good, man. Is that really?
I haven't ate a candy bar in like 3 years. I swear to God. No, I'm not breaking it. Come on. I just wanted you. I wanted you to fucking drive me nuts.
I thought you were breaking it, man.
You want something? You want?
I do like Snickers.
I saw
though,
your fucking your heart just break. You know, like Ralph Wiggum in the fucking Simpsons when Lisa doesn't want his Valentine. I saw your heart break.
dude. I mean, it is though. It's empowering. You said you feel good. That's what I base everything on.
I do feel good, but I got stomach fucking problems because I vape and dip. Like I have too much nicotine. I know nicotine could be good if you're not smoking butts. It's good for your brain a little bit, but it's too much. And then with the drinking on the weekend, I'm down to like 1 day. Football season, I drink twice. But like anytime I'm fasting, I gotta watch what I eat when I come off because like the nicotine fucks my stomach up. Or if I'm drinking on the weekends, if I don't eat something, and I know you were telling me, I think about how you come off of it with the fruit and everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that because when I come off of it, one time I had like I went on a fast and I had like lamb and potatoes. Somebody gave me like 2 days before, 2 or 3 days, and it was getting to that point where like I can't eat it anymore. It's in the fridge for 2, 3. And I'm like, I can't wait till tomorrow to eat it. So I ate it off a fast. I was in pain for like 12 hours.
Yeah.
Then a big thing of lamb and potatoes. I'm like, fat fuck.
Well, dude, the thing too, when you break it, you know, and like all those, it's very common. I get this question all the time when you first start doing it. Will you get diarrhea when you break it, right? No matter what you eat.
Even when I do 24, I get diarrhea right away.
It's not necessarily unnatural. The symptoms that are annoying with fasting, what I found for myself, you know, after a few years, they pretty much went away. You know, the cold hands and feet, and but there's a lot of healing in the gut. But you could try the fruit chicken stock to break.
Yeah.
It's not unnatural, is what I'm telling you, though. You know, but it heals your stomach.
I don't care about. It happens to me even 24. I don't care about that. Like, you know, I go like 3 times in an hour and I'm done.
Yeah.
It's all like,
Yeah.
it's gross, but whatever. That's a small price to pay. But you know, I know it's kind of working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's like a sign. But yeah, I'm at the point where it's kind of goes back to that thing. Like you try this, you try that, nothing's working. I've been like past 5 months working. It works working a little bit, but not really. Just stop eating. Just fucking stop eating, you fat bastard. Knock it off.
That's it.
And that's the point. I think you need to try everything you got to get to. Just stop fucking eating.
It's a drug.
You know, I've seen guys online now. It's a good thing. One of the good things. The guy will go 90 days without eating.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Yeah.
So all this, you got to have some. What am I got to eat something? That's like, you know, the 600-pound life people.
Yeah.
They're always like, well, what am I going to eat? The doctor says I got to eat something. No, you don't. Yeah. Don't eat anything, you fat fuck. Nothing. Don't eat anything.
Dude, I had a lady the other day respond to one of my emails.
Did you ever blow up at a client and like that? They just want to lose. And you go, I know you. Stop fucking eating.
Well, yeah, like I have people, because all I tell them is you just gotta be honest with me, you know, because if you can't form a habit around that, then we gotta try something different.
Right.
But I have people who are like, yeah, I'm following it. I'm like, and I know from the results how long are they? I'm like, there's no way that you're following it, you know. And some of them, you know, you call them out because it's like, dude.
Yeah, they're fucking hiding Snickers in the washing machine like Ginny Sack on The Sopranos. They're fucking, they're sneaky.
And that's what, when you realize, because it is a drug, dude. What other drug would you, think about the mainstream nutrition advice, what other drug would you try to fix that problem? I said, okay, you can have, like, for alcohol. Hey, you don't want to be an alcoholic anymore? Just have a beer every hour, like the frequency of it.
Right.
You got to break from the frequency of it.
Right. That's like what Charlie Sheen's drug dealer did. You hear that? They couldn't get him to kick it. He just came out with that fucking
I started watching. I didn't get to that part there.
So his drug dealer fucking weaned him off because they couldn't. Nothing was going to stop you. So they went to his drug dealer instead of, you know, trying to get him to a rehab because he's been in rehab like 20 times. And
Oh, that's interesting.
When you make his drugs less and less the whole time, or like you're gonna kill him, you're not gonna make any business. Right. So the drug dealer was cutting him small, and he didn't know he's doing the same amount. And he slowly weaned himself off.
Yeah, that's pretty cool,
good.
man.
It's thinking outside the box.
It is. That's what you got to do, man. That's what the answer is. You know, what about with you? Yeah, I'm always fascinated by comedians. Like,
well, I mean, I don't consider myself a comedian anymore. I mean, I did stand up. We're talking. I've long been retired. This is like the first time I've ever done radio or any kind of, well, I used to do stand up 15 years ago, since like, it's got to be 2011, 2010. So I've been retired. I'm over there having kids and fucking gambling in PA. I don't do much anymore. I chased that dragon a long time ago. And I loved it. And I was ashamed of it for a while because I'd turn around and I'd see all my friends who didn't chase their dream, very successful, had families, had their own places. And some of them are filthy rich that we know. You know, like you have shame in it because I didn't become some famous comedian or star. But like I'm starting to come back around to it because I don't really care much about any material shit anymore. I don't care about my cars. I have a nice little place. Like I'm starting to realize like what's important in life as I get older. So like none of that kind of fucking matters. And now I'm starting to appreciate the memories I had from back then. But at the time, there's probably like a 10-year span of me working. You know, when I snapped out of it, like, hey, I'm living in my fucking parents' house in my late 20s or whatever it was. Going to New York, going to Manhattan, doing shows, stand up New York and you know, the Village Lantern, wherever it was. We were doing open mics and working for Opie and Anthony, the biggest radio show at the time over there. I was there for 3 years. I even had my podcast on a Saturday night before. It was either Bill Burr or Patrice O'Neill, who you know, ended up being massive. They were massive stars back then too, but they're massive stars now. We would work with them all the time when they were in studio. Granted, I wasn't, you know, any on-air talent with them or whatever. I'd work and help them do their shows on the weekends, producing or whatnot. A glorified intern, basically. But still, it was very great, a cool experience. My first day, I went in there. I think Richard Dreyfuss was a guest. I met him the first day when I was in there.
Wow.
So I'm appreciating those experiences now. But there was a lot of shame over a decade or so.
Yeah, and I get it, man. But you said a key thing. All these guys that didn't chase their dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for whatever that's worth, in the big scheme of things, like it is what it is. You know, it's kind of corny, but you know that life's about the moment and the journey instead of getting whatever the fuck you got to get
It
to.
is.
That's why billionaires are miserable all the time.
Commit suicide, man.
You don't really realize that till it's too late, and then you start, you realize you wake up in your 40s or 50s, you realize that. But like, I still loved it. There's nothing better than getting up on stage in front of 300 fucking strangers and making them laugh. Like you get
unbelievable.
You get a rush, like it's crazy. Except for maybe hitting that trifecta a couple of years ago. That was fucking pumped. But like, I don't really have that desire anymore to do that. Like, just because I mean, now this is fun. Like doing a podcast is fun. It might be something I'd consider doing again, get back in. But like, just grinding, going to do shows and stuff for like $50 down Jersey Shore or Manhattan. Fuck,
Dude,
that is crazy.
Well, I mean, you think about, I know you liked Carlin, right? George Carlin?
Yeah. I went to his show. I won tickets to his show. It shows you how much of a degenerate I am. This is before I was ever in radio. It was right after 9/11. From Ron and Fez, who was another radio
Fez,
show.
yeah, I remember
They had
Ron
a
and Fez.
contest picking football games against the spread. I got like 14 out of 15 games. So I won the tickets to see George Carlin at Carnegie Theater.
Oh, wow.
Right after 9/11. It's funny, he didn't mention 9/11 till like an hour and a half into his show or something. Like right at the end of the show, he brought it up. Everybody thought he was going to go crazy on it. He did a little bit on the end, but it was still so fresh. He just was always 2 steps ahead.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing why I'm always fascinated. I mean, it takes a certain. I think comedians are brilliant. I told Devin we just saw Bob Dylan and Willie Nelson like 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was. And,
Surprised you went to a Bob Dylan concert.
I like Dylan, man. I like. A part of me, I want to see these guys who are still alive, but it was weird, dude. When he came out, so you had Sheryl Crow, was freaking awesome.
He's not one of those animatronic guys like Frankie Valli. You ever see when they cart that fucking guy out now? You gotta look that up.
Dude,
it's brutal.
This might even be weirder, dude. Yeah. Well, first it was Sheryl Crow's out there, and I like music gets wired into your brain. Like I remember stuff we would listen to in high school, but I remember hearing Sheryl Crow in high school. But then there was also like Shania Twain, and I just remember the songs. So I always call her Shania Twain. She's like, it's not the same person. But, and Sheryl Crow was awesome. She finishes, and then they changed the set. It's at PNC.
Right.
And the lighting was different. It was like orange, dark. The middle of the stage is dark. I'll show you after the show. And there's music playing. And Devin says, is that Bob Dylan? I said, no, they're playing music while they're changing over. And it keeps going.
Yeah.
Then the couple were with me, and the guy went up to get a beer. And we asked some girl that had binoculars, like, is he up there? She's like, she goes, yeah. He goes, he likes to be heard and not seen these days. He goes to extreme lengths not to be seen.
Oh, really?
So he was on the stage, they said, but the way the lighting was, like even on, you zoom in, you couldn't see.
Even see him.
So I don't even know if he was there. I can't even say I saw him.
No shit.
It was bizarre, dude.
It might not have been him.
It might just be his music, on the recording.
What a maniac.
Yeah, but I told
Wasn't
her.
he the one wasn't he the one during COVID telling Spotify to take all his music down?
No, that was Neil Young.
Oh, that's right.
Bob Dylan, the more I've studied him, he wasn't going along with any of the shit. They would always try to pigeonhole him into be anti-Vietnam, be this. And he was brilliant, dude. Like that's what I'm saying. Like people that have that ability, musicians.
I got hit like you get Shania Twain for him. I'm getting him
Yeah.
I was. You probably remember from back in the day. I was a huge Springsteen fan.
Yeah,
big Springsteen.
That was a disappointment too.
I can't even listen to him.
It's disappointing.
And it's crazy too because like I'm not actively trying to not like his music. But when it comes on, I get it. I just get like, I don't want to fucking hear it. It's weird. But then like, I know Michael Jackson, I'm pretty sure he was up to something he shouldn't be doing. But every time fucking Billie Jean comes on, I'm like, I'm snapping. What's
so good, dude?
That's what I mean. But like, I'm not physically turned off by his music. And I know, it wasn't proven technically that he's, diddling kids.
I don't think he did, dude. I think the more it ties into the conspiracies, I think Prince, him, these people that have, one of my buddies saw Prince at a concert, and
think they killed Prince too.
They killed him, dude. He was all into calling out, the conspiracy. Like he was really into it.
He started getting religious at the end, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, and he, I just watched the video when he played at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They say he's the best guitarist of all time too, Prince, and he was a hell of a basketball player. He was like Division I talent in basketball. But people that have that ability, musicians and comedians, to get in front of a crowd and control the energy. And it's just amazing to me, right? And the more I think about, because people think of, if most comedians, oh, you're a funny guy, they think of like the class clown,
Yeah.
right? But it's like, and even look at like Seinfeld. It's a show about nothing. It was just the ability, because a high form of intelligence is the ability to see patterns.
Right.
And that's what makes comedians great. They're observing.
Yeah, a
Right.
lot of the time, like you're talking about the energy in the room, a lot of the times it's just going with that. And some of the people, I mean, there's two theories of thought on it, like crowd work and shit. Like if you ever watch Patrice O'Neal do crowd work, it's phenomenal. Like he could do like an hour set and not even like and he just do crowd work, and it's brilliant every time. If you get a chance, watch his special "Elephant in the Room" on YouTube.
Right.
It's so good. And I mean, there's a lot of jokes there but there's a lot of crowd work there as well.
It's amazing.
And it's so good. But a lot of people are into this. It's now I shouldn't say a lot of people, but I've seen some recent posts online about like doing crowd work is like a handicap now. Like you go to it when like stuff's not working. But you're playing a kind of a symphony up there sometimes where if your joke's not hitting
Yeah.
and it's not going, do some crowd work, get it back. And then you get it back and you can bring your stuff back. I used to love when I did a little bit of crowd work, but I was so nervous to do it in the beginning because that takes time. But like when you started doing it and it's the best.
Well, the ability to do that on the fly.
Yeah.
Like it's such a high form of intelligence.
Yeah, that's why the high of doing stand-up is so much better than I did podcasts for a long time. I had my show at the peak of O&A. I couldn't tell you how many listeners were listening on satellite radio, but I don't know, millions. And then on the weekends, even if you had 10% of that audience on the weekends when they weren't doing their show, listening to the Saturday night shows, and I had my podcast on there one time, you having 1 million people listening to you. It's
impact, man.
But when you go up there and, telling a fucking...
A live audience.
Yeah. Doing whatever stupid dick joke you're making and you get 300 people who you don't know, it's better than 1 million people
I
listening
believe
to
it, man. I mean, I believe it.
You want to inject that into your veins.
Yeah. Like, well, and you think about, I don't think it's like something I would love to see you go back to it, man. I don't think it's too late at all. That's why I was bringing up Carlin. You could do that. Like Willie Nelson's freaking 92.
Be like Rodney, sell aluminum siding your whole life and come back. No, I mean, listen, I'd prefer like this, doing stuff like this just because of my lifestyle now and, raising a family and stuff, instead of going out and grinding on the road. You could always pop into an open mic just to get that feel again. But like I said, a lot of it's out of my system.
Think about the lineage you had too, though. We was Patrice O'Neal, Opie and Anthony. Like that's it.
Yeah, I mean, it does sound a lot better than it is. There was 900 kids all willing to stab each other in the back, working for free for those guys.
You did it, man.
Because there was a fandom, and that's a lot of the reason it kind of fizzled out for me as well. I could have kept grinding, and if I did, it would have been the podcast era. I probably could have done something. Like a couple of those kids that I worked with back then as interns, some of them were producers. They're taking over for when Opie and Anthony left.
That's cool,
XM,
man.
they're in there. But like those kids, they all work for free for years. I was working basically for free. We'd get some bonuses here and there. You go into Manhattan, and next thing you know, you wake up and you're like 28, 29. You're fucking going to Manhattan for free. You're making $50 doing a stand-up show, and you're like, what am I doing? And all these guys would all stab you in the back any shot they can to get their foot in the door. And the whole show business is pretty disgusting, even though it's not really show business, it's radio. But it's kind of gross, and that kind of turned me off too about it. But now the podcasting world came out. You can do your own fucking thing.
Yeah.
There's no rules. You don't have to follow. There's no FCC guidelines. You say whatever the fuck you want. And now hopefully YouTube and X and everything is coming around where there's not censorship anymore. You're allowed to talk about Charlie Kirk. 6 different ways.
Yeah.
What country's involved in the assassination? They're not going to pull you down.
Yeah.
You could not say you're not going to take some ridiculous vaccine if you don't want to, and not have to worry about getting taken down. So hopefully that's the corner we're turning, and we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
But,
And
in terms of stand-up, I don't know. Maybe I'll just come do a show with you once in a while.
Yeah, that would be fun, man. That would be awesome, dude. What was it like the first time you went up in front of a crowd?
So the first time I ever did it was at Stress Factory.
Was it open mic?
It was an open mic. Brought a couple people, but not like a crazy amount of people. And believe it or not, I did really well.
What were you nervous going?
Oh yeah. I was down in my fucking parents' basement with like I had like a broom handle, like it was a mic, and I'm
Practicing,
you know,
yeah.
even doing like your head movement like an idiot, you know.
Yeah.
And I was super nervous. And I went up there, and I actually did really well. I got like laughs all throughout. I told more like stories. It wasn't like, set up punchline. It's only 5 minutes, so it goes quick. Told like 3 little stories. And then I got so excited. I'm like, oh, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. And, fucking next week came around, and I invited a couple more people. And I had some more punchlines and everything. Gonna kill it. I felt so cool. I cannot tell you how bad I ate balls and the feeling I had. You stand somewhere for 5 minutes, but it's just like people, and just not one laugh. And I'm like, it's like you're on a roller coaster.
Yeah,
You're stomach.
yeah.
I'm like, oh. So then I went through, a week or two, I'll never do it again. And then the third time I went up, it was kind of all right. I got back on track, and then I started doing well. And then I could do like, I never really did like a full hour set or anything. Nothing like that. We would do middling at the most, 10, 15-minute sets.
It's a long
sometimes
time, though,
20.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a long time. But yeah, it was in the beginning, it was so high, and then the lowest of lows. There's
I mean, I give you that's tough, man.
You're living on the edge up on that stage. You know?
And think about that, what you said. Like, how many people will never have that feeling, either when you crushed it or when you felt like that, But
Yeah. Well, to me, that's kind of why, like, maybe that's why I have a fucking gambling problem. And to me, it's about life in general is a gamble. Everything you do, there's risk involved.
Yeah.
Are you gonna fucking fold your tent and go
Yeah.
home, or are you
Yeah.
gonna bow your back up and put your fucking chips in?
Yeah.
That most successful people in this world, you would know better than me. I'm wallowing in middle land. I've never been that successful, but they fucking take a big risk whenever somebody makes it big or very successful. You got to put your chips in.
Yeah, you have to.
Can't sit around waiting.
You have to, man.
You're a business owner. You never talked a lot in school. You were not that
No.
you weren't shy or whatever, but
It's quiet.
all of a sudden, I
yeah.
turn around, you're on fucking TV telling the cops to go fuck themselves. I'm like, what's going on here? But I mean, you got to take risks. You put yourself out there. Sometimes it's good.
It is good, man. How did you come up with? What was your process of coming up with material?
So, I mean, a lot of my stuff was topical, just in life. I thought it was cool to I'd have like a little pad I'd carry around with me. But it's actually lame when you think about it. I was only doing that because I heard other comedians who I liked did that.
But if it worked,
so I thought I was
right?
going to be cool, walk my little, what is that? Like, this guy's got a stupid, whatever, and I'd write it down.
Yeah.
Or I do a lot of topical stuff. Back then, we just pull up news and I'd go through stuff and I'd think about the stuff. And I was always half like storytelling and half topical humor and stuff like that. I don't know. I can't really tell you. It just would come to me,
And you would prep, write it all
Yeah,
out,
we would
try it.
prep.
Would you
Yeah.
try it on anybody, or would you?
No, I would work it out on some open mics here and there. But after like a couple, maybe 6 months to a year of doing open mics, I had enough little joke material, like set up joke material, or little stories that I can, if something was going bad, I can go back to stuff that I knew kind of worked, and then I would try to work my new jokes in as well.
Okay.
What I should have done was just kept bombing and keep trying the new stuff. But I would always, let me give an old one to
Yeah.
get him back and try
Get them
new
back,
stuff.
but you learned, right? Even when you bombed, okay, that didn't work.
And you find out what works and you build your stuff up. But I mean, also, I'm talking now like I was some sort of great successful stand-up. Let's not get that twisted. But at the same time,
you have the talent, right? And it's still whether it's podcasting, whatever. It's a certain mind.
yeah,
certain way of-
it's even hard for me to think back to that mindset. Like, that was so long ago. You're talking, 15 whatever years
Yeah.
ago. I mean, I can't even wrap my mind around 20 years ago. But
It's nuts, man. Did you ever hear the story about Seinfeld with the Red X, the train of Red X?
no,
Because there's so much, like if you're getting.
I thought you were going to tell a story where he dated that 16-year-old for a
Right.
couple years. No,
Didn't he marry her? I think he married her.
I don't know if they actually got married. I think it was his fiance.
Oh, was it? I thought he married
Fiance.
her.
Yeah.
I would love to see him, man. I loved Seinfeld.
I saw him at the Steel Stacks in
Was he good?
Bethlehem. It was pretty good.
Yeah, he's the man, dude.
First thing he said, he goes, walks in, and he's talking about Bethlehem. He goes, "Oh, it's a lot of rust. It's a lot of rust." And right there, I was like, it's going to be good.
He's
It was-
great.
It was funny.
He's great. And he was interviewed. So this is when the sitcom was, before it became huge, but the first couple of years,
Yeah.
and they said, well, all these comedians out there that are struggling, how did you break through? You got a sitcom and you're booked. He said, well, a couple of years ago, whenever it was, he goes, I bought like that wall calendar over there. He goes, I bought a whole 2 years of wall calendar, giant calendar. And I decided I'm going to write at least 2 hours of material every day. And if I do that, I give myself a red X. He goes, I didn't miss one single day.
Really?
He went 2 straight years, right, of doing that. And it's like Stephen King. Stephen King writes 2,500 words a day, no matter what.
Most of them are on Twitter against Trump. But,
Yeah, he's another one. You know, it's like, but if you look at how many books that guy puts out, and people, well, he could do that because he's Stephen King, and I'm like, no, he became Stephen King because he decided he was going to do that.
Yeah.
No matter what, his birthday, holiday.
Well, what do they say? 10,000 hours? Is that the
10,000
number?
hour, yeah, that's what they say. You know, outliers, and it does. Think of how many people I see it in my field. They want to, you know, they want to be an online thing, or they want to be a strength coach or a trainer. And a lot of them don't even make it to 500 hours. Oh, I don't have this many followers, or I'm not getting this many clients. I'm like, it's so many people will just fall away, and it's good though, because that's not really what they wanted then.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that they wanted something. You know, there's different routes to get there.
Right.
And it's
You got to constantly keep grinding at it.
Yeah.
That's what you did.
Yeah, still do. You know,
Yeah.
I tell these guys, I'm still shocked when anybody says, "Oh, I watched your video," or "I read your email," because it's really just me talking to myself. That's why I always viewed it. It's just my thoughts.
Yeah.
And I'm giving advice to myself.
Well, a lot of people would go, they would do something. They get on there and they give their expertise, and they would see in the beginning, like 10 people saw it.
Yeah.
One person called you a jerk off, and the other, you might go somewhere and one of your friends are like, what are you doing those stupid videos for? That's enough to shut 90% of people down.
Yeah.
You know, if you believe in it, if you enjoy it, and you kind of don't have the attitude if you don't give a fuck, and you just grind every day, you know, you could do it. I probably fall somewhere in the middle. I don't give a fuck about, But that's how next thing I know, I turn around and you're having success. I'm fucking happy for you, dude.
Thanks,
I think
bro.
it's
Yeah,
great.
appreciate
But you
it.
put the work in. That's what it takes, man.
Yeah, and
it's impressive.
Just I keep that empty cup philosophy, where I still feel like I'm a novice at pretty much everything. You know, and that's why it keeps me driven to learn. You know, I love learning.
Yeah.
And you know, I know very little compared to what's actually exists. But it is, man. It's you got to be a student.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What do you know about crystalline plasma blood? And I wrote this down the other day. I figured you might know about this. You ever hear of crystalline plasma blood?
I have not. What is it?
We can be, I heard we can live to be 1,200 years old if we can get some of this.
Is that like adrenochrome?
It's something like that.
Yeah.
I heard it, there used to be, like humans used to live 900 to
That's what the
1,200
Bible
years.
talks about. I think.
Where can we get some of this? We got to get some of this crystalline plasma blood.
Plasma blood.
You're my doctor. I'm not. I don't go to doctor. So I'm going to ask you about why my right thigh falls asleep at night. It goes numb. So I had to go to a doctor not too long ago, and I don't know. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck. I looked up doctors on Google. So I went to the guy around me with the highest rated fucking thing. And the only reason I had to go there is because it's fucking terrible that I'm admitting this. I had to go there because I had to get an evaluation for a fucking concussion because I was in a DUI case.
Oh, yeah?
So I'm like, I flipped my truck and I didn't think, I thought I just fell asleep, right? So, and then they gave me the tests and so I was concussed. So I went there. I'm like, doc, you got to fucking, I was all banged up. So I go to the thing. I went there and I looked him up on Google and he had 5 stars. I walk in there and I go to the little area in the waiting room and I go, yeah, I'm here to see Dr. V, whatever his name is. And he's like, okay, we'll be right with you. I look, there's a fucking dog. The receptionist has a dog right next to her. I'm like, what kind of fucking... The receptionist gets up, walks out, puts a lab coat on, opens the door and goes, Tony? I go, are you the fucking doctor? He's like, yeah, how you doing? Come on in. I'm like, holy shit, what did I get into here? So he brings me in and he's like, yeah, you probably got a concussion. I'm like, sign here, doc, and if I can take this, give it to my lawyer. So that's my doctor. So I haven't been back. You're my doctor now. So I got to ask you about all this stuff.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, it's it is, man. It's my mom. I told you about my mom, right?
Yeah.
But even that, like, I've already thought about, I get the question a lot, what would you do if you got cancer? So, if, you know, and it ties in nicely with the fasting. We're saying a 5-day fast, dry fasting. So I have a whole thing I've come up with. And, you know, I gave it to my mom, but to the point with the doctor thing, it's like if it's your health, you got to go to somebody you trust. But most people, if you don't have the lab coat, you're not a doctor. You're not a doctor.
Yeah.
You know, you're not. And but I know if me, Devin, or the kids, the children ever got cancer, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, this is it.
You believe they have a fucking cancer cure? They got it, right?
I told Braxton that last night.
Is it it's like apricot seeds or something?
Apricot seeds got B17, and urine has that too. And there's a whole bunch of modalities. And I think, so you have the natural healing, and you ever hear like med beds? So supposedly it's part of the technology they withhold from us. They have these med beds that are only accessible by the elite. You lay in a med bed, and anything that you have wrong with you, it cures within a couple hours.
Oh, we got to get some of those.
So I believe you have that type of healing too, right?
No shit.
They're saying that it's kind of like the Tesla developed free energy, and where is it? It exists, right? It was part of the old world. That's Tartaria, all the things these things were creating energy, right?
Yeah.
And stuff they hide from us, right? Because they don't have control then. You know, and think about it, if everybody was fasting, everybody was healthy. I told Brax, I said, Brax, why wouldn't the government release a cancer cure? Making him think about it. And he came to the conclusion of money. I said, yeah, treating cancer is a big business, right?
It's huge.
It's huge. And if you could just cure somebody.
That's the problem with anything is money.
Yeah.
Politics.
Yeah.
Health. Okay. Everything's corrupted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything.
Greed is the problem, the world problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't trust these. And that's the thing too. You go to a doctor. It happened with my father. You know, when he in the last couple months, a year that he was alive, you know, they would send him to a place to have a test, and when he'd come out, he'd be all fucked up because they pump him full of drugs, and it would take him like 3 weeks to recover. They'd set him up with another one. He was never in the hospital, and once he got in the system, everybody's getting paid for every appointment, and they always just, you know, would send him to the next one, send him to the next one. I go, sooner or later, you know, and it wasn't like he didn't have cancer or anything, but it was basically Alzheimer's, I think, and it was the beginning of it. It was eventually there's what's the point of doing all this stuff?
Yeah.
They're all just got their hand out, you know.
Yeah.
But it's hard to tell people. You're not going to tell your mother that. Listen, don't take your husband here. They're just wasting his time. They're going to give him some drugs. They want your insurance money. What are you going to do at that point? They got you. They got you up against it.
Yeah, they got you, man. And if you know it's an incurable thing, my mindset, you know, let's use cancer, right? I wouldn't do chemo and radiation. Even if I didn't have the other knowledge I have, I would just say, you know, I'm going to live the rest of my life, see what happens. The guy we bought the Flemington building from,
right,
the gym, Don Schumann, old Jewish dude. At the time, he was 93, so this is like 2018. And he owned like half of Flemington, this guy. Real cool guy. Shane got to hang with him a few times. He was diagnosed in like his 60s with like stage 4 cancer. And he never did anything about it. Freaking guy lived to like 96.
Really?
You know,
see the Magic Johnson of cancer? Jesus.
It's part of it. A lot of it's a mindset, you know.
Get some of that methylene blue I see online. Start drinking that. I seen that. Now, is that the new thing? You drink any of that?
No, but I have a funny story about methylene blue. So, 2005, right? So shortly after college, that was the year I did my second bodybuilding show. That May, there was a lot of like stress. This girl had broken up with me right before I started getting ready for the show. So I was kind of, you know, the way I am.
They always pick the best times, right?
The best times, you know. But the show allowed me to be distracted, and I was running a basketball league. Remember?
Yeah.
And that was always stressful. Like it was opening night, and the refs are complaining for more money. They're not going to ref them. The uniforms weren't in yet. And I was like, so it was all this stress. And I remember the next morning, I woke up, took a crap, and there was blood. I'm like, that's interesting. Go to whatever, gastro or whatever. Check if you got hemorrhoids. Oh, you got internal hemorrhoids. Like most people have that. Nothing. There's no big hemorrhoids. Well, these symptoms keep persisting over the next 2 years. Well, I lost like 30 pounds, dude. I went to the Cleveland Clinic, you know, trying to figure out what is the way it manifested. The worst symptom was like this rectal itch, dude. It would drive me insane. I'm very like clean, hygiene.
Yeah.
You talk about something that will drive you out of your mind.
You scratching your asshole? No.
Yes, dude. And then you start. I go down the rabbit hole of researching this. Right.
Right,
At the
right.
time, I was living with Brooks up in Union City, Brooks and Lynn, and I came across this study because and then that progressed to ulcers, mouth ulcers. Like I actually had the worst, stupidest decision. I had rectal ulcer surgery, where they had to cut my sphincter. It was a freaking
shit.
nightmare, dude. And but
You're
anyways,
like the third of my friends that have had asshole problems. All my friends have asshole problems. The king, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I probably shouldn't say that. Let's cut that. Can we cut that?
Dude, but at one of the studies, I would read just anything I could find. And like anything, there's millions of people out there that have, even like with my patellar tendon rupture, right? It's a rare injury. You'd think that.
Yeah.
But when I look it up, the stats, there's millions of people around the world that it happens to, right? So anyway, I come across this study. This is 2005 or 6. Had this dude in Turkey had the same thing, and the doctor injected methylene blue into the area to kill the nerve endings, so he wouldn't feel anything. So I print this study up. This is crazy, dude. I somehow I make this appointment with this doctor in New Brunswick, this cool guy, this gastroenterologist, and give him the study. I said, could we do this? He goes, yeah. He goes, I'll order it and we'll do it. So methylene blue, I had exposure to in a different way, before, now it's become popular.
Let's get some of it. Let's get some of that Alex Jones methylene blue.
Yeah.
Get some of that.
Jones is the man, yeah.
I'll drink some of that next time we do a podcast.
Yeah, we should do that. We'll get it. We'll do a little shot of it.
Turn our mouth blues like a bunch of fucking maniacs on
Let's
the
try it,
air.
man. We'll do it. I haven't consumed it like that yet, so that'll be interesting.
Are you getting high these days? You do any sort of mushrooms or
yeah.
I think I should start doing that.
Have you ever done mushrooms?
No, like for all the boozing I did in my day, I never even smoked weed. I'm not a weed guy, but I'm thinking about starting.
I think
Help the joints a little bit, maybe help some of these fucking parlays I'm putting in.
Dude,
a little deeper thinking.
Yeah, it opens up different pathways in your brain, right? You look again, Willie Nelson. That dude's been smoking weed every day for 70 years.
Yeah,
80 years. Right, look at the career, So you can say what you want, but obviously he's tapped into something,
yeah.
and it works for him.
The problem is I'll do the wrong mushrooms. That's what I'm afraid of.
You can get some. I got given a.
But
bad
like
one.
nobody always if somebody's gonna give me the wrong shit, and it's gonna.
I've got some. We could do that next time.
All right.
I got a guy that I buy them from, and it was right after I opened the gym with COVID.
Yeah.
Right. Me and a buddy. I won't say. I'll tell you off the air, just in case he doesn't. But I always wanted to try.
Yeah, just in case he doesn't want his name on here slinging shrooms. All right. Yeah.
So, now again, keep in mind the time. So the gym was May 18th, so it was a lot of just emotional drain. It was just a strange time, but you're saying, like it was really draining. But I'd always wanted to try a mushroom trip. So I said, all right, I told Devin, my buddy, he says, okay, I got him. We picked a Saturday. It was June 13th. Devin was, me and him are going to be at the house down near the river. You take the boys out, kayaking for the day.
You set up like a whole camp, like
set it up,
Aaron
dude.
Rodgers does when he does that.
We
That's
set
right.
it up. My mom took Emma, so it's like, I don't know. I had no idea what to expect.
You
Right?
wake up in Tijuana for all you know.
Yeah. So he gets to the house and he goes, do you have a Bluetooth speaker? And at the time I didn't. We wanted to go sit near the river. I'm like, no, actually I don't. He's like, all right, let's go back to my house. He lives on the other side of Hillsborough. So I'm near Woodfern. He's out it's almost a 20-minute drive.
Right.
So get up to the street at my house, just put out your hand. Puts a pile of mushrooms. I'm like, we're supposed to take that many? He's like, yeah, do it. He does the same thing. I was like, I thought you were supposed to. I had no concept.
So, hey, buddy, I just thought
concept, dude.
starting this today. Take it easy.
So we do that. We get to his house. It's now 20 minutes later. We go inside. He's getting a chair and a speaker. Put out your hand. Same thing. He did it again. I'm like,
this guy sounds
sure?
like a problem.
yeah. I'm like, you sure about this? He's like, he'd done a lot of other hard stuff, right? And he kept telling me, he's like, just remember, you're going to be back here in 5 or 6 hours, like back to this reality.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm like, and then I understood why it was called tripping, like you're going on a trip, right?
I feel like if you're getting high, they should tie you down like King Kong. You could be a fucking problem if
Could
you
be
got a bad
problem.
trip.
Oh, yeah, dude. But this one kind of went sideways, dude. And he kept telling me, he's like, don't latch onto a bad thought. Right? And I was like, well, all right. And so we're driving back to my house. We're at the high school. And then all of a sudden, it must be setting in because I'm getting nauseous. I'm like, oh, shit. And I felt like I had to consciously breathe. I could feel my heart. Like, I'm like, dude, can you OD on this? And he's like, dude, if we go to the ER, they're going to laugh us out. You can't overdose on psychedelics, on mushrooms. Yeah. And then we're driving back. Then we get to my house. So we have a hill, goes down to the creek. It's a steep property. Park up in the cul-de-sac. And we wanted to go down the block to the river. We met it halfway down the hill and just laid there for like 2 hours. And now it's the visuals are kicking in now. And I'm like, holy crap, dude, it was insane. And the timing was good because the way I remember it is, and explain it, I was able to see like the God source, the God's energy in every living thing, the dogs, the trees, the music. Like we're listening to CCR, and it's like it was like you could hear every word, right? The fire was like it was crazy. But then, and I remember at the time I had a
That's
Bigfoot
just John.
sticker.
That's John Fogerty. That's not the Holy Spirit. Just so you know. That.
Yeah, well, but even that era.
Trick question. Fogerty is God, right?
Well, even that era of music, I don't know about those guys, but a lot of them.
Yeah, they're all
like
tripping,
the Grateful
right?
Dead.
Yeah, yeah.
You look at some of the greatest music that came out, right? And that was that era, right? But then I latch out. So then we eventually make it inside our gate. I remember looking at the dogs because if they were not acting up in my mind, I'm like, if they're calm, I'm okay because they would be trying to protect me.
Yeah.
But I could literally see, dude, I could see their veins, the blood going through it. And then I latch onto this thought, though, probably like 2 hours. And time goes super slow when you do a big trip.
Yeah.
It could, the first time, right? Because again, you have no concept.
At what point do you start experimenting with homosexual thoughts? That's what I'm afraid of.
Which trip? I think whatever's in your subconscious.
All of a sudden you wake up on the hill, this guy getting mushrooms is jerking you off. Is this going to be a fucking problem?
I think whatever's in the subconscious,
Yeah.
that's what you got. It's going to come up.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to come up. And again, remember the time with COVID. So then I latch onto this thought that you ever see Stranger Things? Like, you know, the
bits and
concept was
pieces.
like the other world. And
Right.
I latch onto this thought that I'm in like another dimension. It's like a mirror dimension. And Devin and the kids are on the other side. I'll never get back to them. I'm never going to see them again.
Start freaking out.
Start freaking out, dude. And then my buddy, at the time, he kept repeating himself. He had a lot of experience, right? So he's just enjoying the trip.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
the second time was and the more I did it, it was like much more pleasurable. I'll tell you about how I go about it. But he kept repeating himself. And I just thought it was in my brain. I'm stuck in like this purgatory.
Right.
It's just a loop and I can't escape. And at one point we FaceTimed Devin. And I remember she's like, what did you do to him? And I was like, I just had to see if you're real.
Freed his mind, man.
And then
and jerked him off.
and then we're sitting there, dude. And I don't like when people show up unannounced, right?
Right.
And I try to make that known. And another guy comes over with his 2 sons, but we didn't know he was coming. They were coming to ride dirt bikes at the river. We got this field.
Oh, boy.
And I hadn't seen him a little bit. He was doing the fat shredder contest at the gym, so he got really lean. So I'm looking at him, but I'm like, is that him? Because he looked so different, and it was magnified because I was on such a big, like,
Fucked up.
like
yeah.
an eighth is a big trip, dude. I probably did a full.
This guy gave you 2 fistfuls.
Yeah,
like
2 fistfuls, dude. We
Jesus
probably did
Christ.
like 1. You know, not an eighth. We did like 1. And it's nuts, dude. And so I'm like, and this guy's an officer, you know, and he's got some, you know, really good detective. The next day I told him, he's like, I thought something was going on. He's like, because he was with you, I wasn't too worried, but he goes, you were looking at me. And he goes, I knew something
You were
was up.
sizing him up and coming on your fucking turf. Yeah.
He goes, I knew something was up with you.
Couple of, this vanilla gorilla is fucking about to attack me. I had to get the hell out, take my kids out of here.
Yeah, let's get out of here, guys. And it got to the point of such despair, probably almost about 6 hours. I was like in tears, dude.
And then did
almost-
it just eventually
Here's
go
the thing.
away to bad thoughts? And then you,
I was literally like, I'm stuck. And I'm fasted still. He's trying to get me to eat a banana. And I'm like, no, I'm just going to keep fasting. That was funny. I'm like, no, I'm not
yeah.
eating. And I went to lay in my...
By the way, do you know I'm on a 72-hour fast right
That's
now?
good.
I haven't told everybody.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're going to go over that more. And I lay in the bed, and it's like a contemporary house. So the way we get this big window, and it overlooks the driveway, steep driveway. All of a sudden, I'm laying there, and I'm like, I started to feel a little bit normal. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh. And so I was coming out of it. Right when I'm coming out of it, Devin literally pulled into the driveway. I'm like, how the hell did that? Like, that's really what happened.
She got out of the car and handed you another handful of mushrooms. Eat this shit.
She got home, and I remember
Snap you out of it.
she's like, what did you do to him? And he's like, I'm sorry. He goes, he wanted to do it. And,
Yeah.
But I remember looking at him like, am I ever going to be able to unsee this? But the takeaway was, again, with the COVID, I was taking Devin and the kids for granted, right? They weren't my focus. I was focused on opening the gym
Yeah.
and trying to fight this stupid thing that was going on. So that message, I was like, I'm taking that the most important thing for granted, So I got something out of it.
That's good.
Yeah, and then now it's
It
been
took me my relationship to realize that I took them for granted.
Yeah.
you realized beforehand.
Dude, it's you got to, and obviously you could do different. Microdosing's cool, where it's not
That's kind of what I would try,
Yeah.
because I'm looking for something
microdosing.
to cut down the amount of booze I need to feel good.
yeah.
Like I'd like to still sip here and there, but if I could take something and still feel good where I'm not drinking,
I'll get you
a whole bottle of liquor, because that fucks my stomach up and everything.
Dude,
and it's been getting bad. I've been getting more emotional drinking. I never was emotional. Always just having fun. Now I have too many. I see a picture of somebody's kid, fucking doing something good, and I'm like, oh, or my godson will say something. I'm like half in tears. I'm like, you can't talk to me about fucking drinking. It's getting crazy,
It
But
is what they call it spirits, man. I mean,
I think it's just getting old. I can't control my fucking. Gotta calm down. Maybe I'll have a half a bottle instead, like some
I'm
mushrooms
telling
instead
you,
of
if
a
you
bottle.
start, what I found with the microdosing, you feel good, like euphoric, but you're not high. There's no hangover, and it really does make that desire for like alcohol go down. I noticed that. It's like I'm like,
I'll do some mushrooms with you. I don't give a shit. I'm not drinking piss just yet.
Not yet.
If
We'll get you there.
you work me in slowly.
You're doing a 3-day fast.
You gotta,
right
you
now.
gotta pretend you love me. Don't just go for it. Okay. Ease me in. Maybe
we got to do that on air.
the mushrooms I'll do. No, I can't. I'll start.
We'll
it.
do a
I'll be arrested in 10
No, dude, I'll
shit.
give you a fraction of
You know
a
where
cat,
all the
man.
bodies are buried after 10 minutes. I'll be on my, yeah.
You would like my, but I think that would be a good alternative to the drinking, or to cut down on it, like you're saying.
And that's the thing too. People are like, I should stay. You gotta stop.
You did cut way down, though.
I like it.
Yeah.
And it's the one thing that I don't consider myself addicted to. Addicted to food, nicotine, well, I guess if you're still watching porn at 44, that's addictive, right? You're a big
That's a big
you're a big
addiction.
no porn guy, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
So
no
I've gone
masturbation.
through. Oh, you're not even jerking
Oh,
it
no,
anymore.
man. It's been like 6 years. Yeah.
Well, I mean, regardless of that, I was going through. It's like, and here's a fucking disgusting thing to think about too. I was thinking this kind of way when I watched the fucking Charlie Kirk video. Like, you can't watch violence like that over and over again and be affected as a human.
Yeah.
So and then I started thinking like it's the same thing with porn. You're watching filthier and filthier
man.
porn.
Totally.
You hook up with a chick, unless she's
think
doing
it's-
something
yeah.
you're ashamed of, you're not going to be excited. So
Exactly.
I've gone through spats where I've stopped it or whatever, but
No, I get it.
But
man.
everything's an addiction. And fucking alcohol's the only thing like I don't even want till like the next week or whatever.
Well, the fact that you
But I still
could
enjoy it.
cut it down to 1 day a week, that shows that you have it. It's not a problem, right? And if you enjoy it,
Yeah, it is what it is. But you got to have a handle on it. That's the only one thing I've handled on. But I would like to be able to sip and not go to fucking, not go to 4 ATM trip crying about, fucking seeing a picture of somebody's grandfather on
Yeah.
the wall. Let's stop.
yeah, cut
Let's
it
stop
at a
that
certain
point.
point. Yeah.
Let's have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but it's good. You have the awareness to have that thought, right?
Sure. I mean, you're always learning, right?
Yeah.
We're
that's
always
the thing.
learning.
If you're not aware of something that could potentially be an issue, right? That's where people fall into bad.
I got to be the fattest guy that's ever been in here, right? There's all health people in here, right?
What do you think? Well, no, they have other guys in here. Ocon.
You ever had a non-health guy on here?
What about just in the studio with the other guys? Any of the other guys? What about just other clients you've had in here? He wants to know if he's the fattest guy that's ever been in here.
Oh, I don't care about other podcasts. I want
this one, yeah.
This one, yeah. It's got to be.
This one, yeah. I haven't had.
Make this the thumbnail for when you put
we gotta do
the.
that with the picture I did.
You know how much this fucking thing was?
I bet you.
Oh my! I'm Carrot Top. I'm bringing props in to fucking. This thing is like almost $4 now for a fucking Snickers bar.
I believe it, man.
Christ's sakes, it's crazy.
It is nuts, man.
Everything's so
They
expensive.
used to make these Snickers poppables. They were like Snickers balls, and I put them in the freezer. It's the best candy ever, man. Oh, so good.
My obesity is well earned. That's why first of all, I can't stand fat people. Let's get that straight. 9 times out of 10, they're all just like fat because they're eating like sugar and shit. I earn mine: pasta, bread, meat, fried foods, the good stuff. These people are sneaking Twinkies and shit. I got no sympathy for them. Fuck these fat people. I'm tired of them.
Dude,
stop eating. Everybody stop eating. Panda. There's the new panda diet. All you fat fucks, stop eating.
Yeah, think about it. He's doing a 3-day fast right now. Right?
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna. I guess I'll do what you said. I'll eat some. I was thinking about I'm gonna go stop at Randazzo's, pick up a couple loaves because they got no good fucking bread by me.
Yeah, not in PA, right?
Maybe I'll have a nice piece of bread and I'll eat a bunch of fruit.
Yeah.
Slide back in.
Dude. Yeah, try it and see.
That's what I want to ask. I forgot before we finish up. How long do we want to go till? I've got some health questions. You got more time? 4:30?
Yeah, actually, we got to wrap up in a minute.
All right.
What time, boy?
That's all right. It's just carbs shit. I do the low carb thing. It never really works. I know you're kind of turned against that now, kind of. Is it because I'm eating like 40 chicken wings when I'm not having carbs, or does that not matter? I could eat whatever I want.
You have a lot of leeway with this, eating what you want. That's what I would start with, right? Like I would insert the fruit. Maybe not every day, but if you're at home and you have access to it, you're not out, watching the game. And
right.
So when you're at home base, you start trying to work in, but that would be the main nutrition thing I would start adding in, and then just keep hitting your fasting periods. And then over time, kind of see what happens. Organically usually it just happens. You'll start being like, man, I don't feel like having this. Like I used to live for my cheat days.
Yeah.
I still look forward to them, but it's usually it's not an all day because I don't feel as good. I love looking forward to that nighttime feast, and it's usually just one meal. I have my cookie or brownie sundae. It's whatever foods that I'm not.
I saw this the other day. You're doing a video. I'm on a 5-day fast, guys. Just want to check in with everybody. About to have my dinner, and I'm like, all right, let's see what we got, because I'm starting my fasting. He goes, here's my dinner, everybody. Magnesium. And it's a bottle of magnesium. I go, this guy's not for fucking. How can anybody follow this guy? He's a cartoon character. And I was all with him. He's eating magnesium for that. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you.
No, I don't even remember what I was saying, man.
You're saying about the carbs, right?
Yeah, the carbs, man. Yeah, you start with, and it'll be good, man. If
cheat days, I don't even care about the no carbs if I can just stop eating for a few days. We'll see what happens.
Start with that.
I'm in, baby.
Yeah, and then the days you eat, try to do the OMAD, the one meal.
Yeah.
Just start getting into that cadence.
Yeah.
48, 72, whatever, 4 or 5 day, and then one meal a day.
I'm in.
Let's do it, man. All right, this is awesome, man. We definitely, because it'll be good if you're gonna start. I know you've done it before, but then we could kind of.
You gotta do it every week. Like I would do it fast, and I wouldn't do it for 3 weeks, and then
we can see what's working and make adjustments.
Then I'd start eating gas station fried chicken.
Oh, yeah.
When's the last time you got fried chicken at a gas station?
Oh, I don't think I ever have.
It's fucking underrated. It ain't bad, pal.
I believe it. I just
Couple
don't think
of
I ever
those, little fucking soggy wedge fry on the way home from the bar. It ain't bad, pal.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. I just don't think I ever have. We'll have to do that.
How about this? I was thinking about this the other day. I was contemplating. It's like such a shameful thing to do. I'm contemplating eating one of my kids' snacks for school that don't touch that. And there's nothing in the house. I'm like, I wonder what. And then I was coming. I should ask Kyle if he's ever stolen one of his kids' snacks out of like have a granola bar when nobody's looking.
Sure, yeah. I've gotten into their food before. I've certainly gotten into their food.
My girl would buy her like a little coffee cake, like fucking eating them like Tic Tacs. Where'd all the kids'
Well,
snacks go? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know. 'Cause you had it.
Such a fat bastard.
Oh, this was fun, man. This was
Yeah,
awesome.
man. I really appreciate you. I had a
Yeah.
good time.
Yeah, I'm glad, buddy.
I'm really proud of you, man. You're doing a
Thanks-
great thing
thanks,
here,
buddy. Thanks,
and
bro.
I'm happy to help out
Yeah,
whenever I
glad-
can.
glad,
you know. You want half of my Snickers?
Yeah, I'll have it. I'll have it on.
All right.
I'll take it for the cheat day.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. I love you. It's
Yeah,
fun.
this is great, man.
Can I have this hat? Let me get a panda.
Yeah, I'll get you guys another one. That cool. Yeah, yeah, do it, man.
All right,
get you,
buddy.
I'll get you some other gear too. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully, I'll have Mayhem back soon, and you know, we'll keep going over some cool. There's so many things we talked about that we can go so much deeper on, and
Yeah, I got more notes. Let me
make
get
sure
to
that
all
you
of them.
guys like it and share it and all that good stuff. Later.
Like, share, subscribe. Right?
That's it. Hit 'em all.
Peace.
That was great. I didn't realize what time it was. Take the hat, man.
No. Keep it. You get you set.
I'll get you some.
You need it for
Yeah.
the motif over here.
Yeah,
Yeah, the time. I didn't realize what time it was. I didn't
were
know
long. That
how
was
long
good.
you wanted to go. Because I was gonna fit stuff in, but I'm like, I don't know if I'm going too long on stuff.
no, it was great, dude. Are you? What, are you we get a lot of clips out of that. Well,
Let me throw my.
you're on Instagram or no?
No, I never did. I never signed up. I have like a ghost Instagram for like, fucking being a maniac on there.
Yeah.
But I don't have like I just have my Facebook or whatever. I should open one. I should get a real one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because then we.
But I was also trying to do like not too much.
Yeah, they have a pen in that account. So we'll put clips up there. It was awesome, dude. So yeah, I'll be in touch. Let me know.
Yeah, I never know how anything comes
right.
off. I always hate listening to myself. I'm gonna cringe at everything. Even when I used to like record myself.